Okay, guys, I think we're ready. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this stream. I actually gonna start with this shot because it's pretty darn dope. There we go. Cool. So we have the launch of SpaceX Dragon 2 mission. It's muted right now. It's 34 minutes to go. Welcome, chat. Lepin Destroyer, Ethan, Marley, Aiden, Chapman, Jeff. How you doing, man? Welcome back after my Beyond the Brick news stream. I saw you guys there. Thanks for joining today. So it's a bit late because I actually had to run to the Lego store to pick this guy up because I promised you, and I know the Lego store had them, but they opened late because of the COVID, and I got it like 30 minutes ago. But that's the ISS, the Lego Ideas 213. 21 International Space Station. I think that is an absolutely perfect set to build this today. I mean, come on, we're having a first American launch to the ISS on an American rocket, American-made capsule. Doug and Bob, the astronauts, are going to this place, exactly this place, today in about 34 minutes if the weather is favorable. Is this live? Yes, I'm doing live. So you guys are watching. I'm watching the SpaceX stream, and I'm gonna be building the set. So I'm actually gonna cue some music, and we're gonna mostly hear the SpaceX stream most of the time. But we're gonna build it along the way, see how they go. I hope they launch today. They did scrub. They did scrub last time on Wednesday because of the weather. It was pretty bad weather. But today I really hope they can launch so we can actually pay tribute by building this set with them. Thank you so much for joining today, by the way. For some reason my chat is not really working on my OBS, but it's working on YouTube, so that's good. Okay, I'm gonna actually lower the music quite a bit. We're gonna be able to listen to mission audio. I want this to be like super chill, and I don't want to like. Let me just unmute that audio.
They have that safety capability.
Okay, you guys should be able to hear what they have to say.
In an instant if they need it. And so
that's a SpaceX stream. If you can watch on SpaceX directly, you can watch on NASA. I think Everyday Astronaut is also doing this. But I'm so excited. I'm a huge space nerd, and I think that I really want to share this event with you. It's the best way to enjoy it. With my fans, right? Cool, so there's gonna be less music, much more audio from the mission. And we're gonna open this bad boy. So I have a few shots prepared like this one, so it shows the set a bit more. But I also wanna see the feed. Let me just lower this a bit. I also want to see the feed of what's
32
happening.
Minutes counting down. These
you can hear 32 minutes.
Still looking good for
Let's open this bad boy. It has 864 pieces and goes for I think $60 or 70. I think I paid 60. Okay.
On the Falcon 9, we use a fuel and oxidizers the propellant.
So we're opening the ISS while watching the launch to the ISS. Every major news program is streaming to. Yeah, everybody's streaming. Like, dude, it's the historic event. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining, guys. Let's start building and follow along with SpaceX to witness this wonderful launch.
Now with the fuel
again, there is a chance that it might get scrapped today because weather is like 40% favorable, but they
Falcon 9 uses a fluid called T-Tub. They
said they may have good conditions for launch.
A green-colored flame. Now it's hard to see
so hopefully it's gonna happen today. If not, there's another launch window tomorrow, and I may just stream that as well, just streaming the launch and chatting without building a set. Okay, ISS has the nice box, the classic Ideas black box with, let's see,
as a reminder, as you look on the left side of your
I need some space on the table.
The first stage is the long white cylinder at the bottom.
Hey, welcome Owen, by the way, Bricopotamos, welcome. Everybody, thanks for joining. Vladimir, hello everyone.
The fuel tank is getting loaded. We're also loading the liquid oxygen into the first stage.
I don't know, I'm probably gonna mess up this set because I'm so excited for the mission that I may actually, I like the box actually, this one's a keeper.
Between the Dragon and the black cylinder. That's the white second stage. That is being loaded with fuel right now.
We have
about 8% loaded.
I think 6 bags only.
Liquid oxygen loading is going to begin on second stage at T-minus 16 minutes 30 seconds. Liquid oxygen loading will continue
6 and
on
6
both
are
stages
2 bags
all
with
the way
number
down
6.
to the last few minutes of the count.
I'm gonna place some on the table, on the floor. I don't need them right now.
Pressurized tanks in flight as the propellant is pulled out by the strong
Yeah, so
roll
I
and
went to the
turbo
Lego
pump.
store this morning. Funny
On board
because
the
I did a
Dragon
live stream
spacecraft,
on.
astronauts are monitoring systems while the propellant is loaded
you know,
into Falcon 9.
Let me just
While
make
we
it full
did,
screen.
we
I
mentioned
did
we
the
had
live
trained
stream
them
on
with
Beyond the
sounds
Brick.
that we had
Finished the
recorded on
stream.
board. They've been through
sorry,
most of a
okay,
propellant
no.
load and
Rushed
they are
to
now
the Lego store.
experiencing those sounds and vibrations.
Picked this one up, and Lego store
Stage
is
one,
as of today they open for
No
in-store
problem.
visit.
They are
As
go
of
to
today, you have to wear the
support
mask. There's distancing, like
Weather,
8 people in the store
red
maximum.
conditions cleared up about 15
But they were
minutes
super
ago.
helpful, and my friends
Everything
actually know
is
them because
marginal,
this is
but
my Lego UTC
acceptable
store.
on the weather. We'll
And
continue to
this set
watch
was in
all
stock,
the
so
way
I
to
just
the
picked it up.
countdown. Now, as
And
a
actually, you can now
reminder,
check
today we
online
are
if the
now
set is
into
in
an
stock in your
instantaneous
beloved
launch
store.
window
So
now
that's
that
pretty
we've
cool. You can
begun
go
the
online and
power
check
loading.
if the store
So at
has
this
it in
point, if we
stock.
hear
It's
a
like
hold
live
for any
updated.
reason, we'll have to stand down and target our backup launch opportunity tomorrow.
Thanks so much for
May
joining
31st.
today. We have 18 viewers watching. Awesome. All right.
Thanks, John.
So we have T minus
For
29
Demo-2,
minutes.
Bob and Doug's flight to station
You guys-
will take about 19 hours, and their journey is
You
fairly
guys hear
similar
the
to the
stream,
trip
right?
our
You should be
cargo
able to hear
Dragon
the
makes
stream
back
just
and
fine.
forth to the International Space
I'll make
Station,
it full
but with
volume.
two noticeable differences, and that's docking and
Woo!
splashdown.
Okay. I'm building the ISS and they're flying to the real
Under
ISS.
29 minutes from now, the ground
That's kinda
operations
cool.
teams are doing a series of system checks to make
That
sure
is kinda
Dragon and
cool.
Falcon 9 are both ready for liftoff. And we're
have some
continuing to
fun
get
with
live
this set.
views inside the capsule
Many
with Bob
nations
and Doug,
shared
and you're now also
intentions.
looking in firing room
I mean, there is
4
no better set
down
to
there
build
at
on
the
this
gate.
occasion than this.
Once we hit T0 and
Actually,
a successful launch occurs,
cool.
we will watch Falcon 9 and Dragon make their ascent until the Falcon 9 first and second stage separates
see
and
any Lego
sends
Advanced
Dragon
Calendar
on
leaks?
its
No, I
way
did
to the
not.
space station.
I'm doing just
At
fine.
this point,
Exciting
mission
day today.
operators will prepare Dragon for
I did a lot of work
on-orbit
already.
operations.
Fan
The
designer is
vehicle will
Christophe
execute
Rouge.
a series of burns that gradually
Okay.
raise its orbit to align more closely with the space station, as you can see
10
in
years
this
of Lego
animation.
ideas.
And just after putting Dragon into the same orbital plane as the
We
station,
managed- actually,
teams will
they
get ready for
pay
Dragon's
homage
approach
to
and
other
docking maneuvers.
designers of Lego NASA.
Next, Dragon will
ideas
make
sets.
its approach and actually dock with the space
That's
station.
the
And
Saturn
this is a
V,
very different process
co-found
from what we've
designer,
seen
Felix
with Dragon cargo deliveries in the
Stein-
past, which use a
Stein-
process called
Stein-
berthing. Berthing requires a
fan
spacecraft to
designer for
approach
the
the
NASA
station and then
Science
stop so a
Laboratory.
crew
That's-
member can maneuver the
Oh yeah,
station's
that's
robotic
Stefan
arm to
Pactaz,
capture the
and
spacecraft.
that's
Docking
Maria
on this version
Weinstein,
of
the fan
Dragon can
designer
be
for
done
the NASA
autonomously
Women
with
in
no crew
Space.
on board the station. It's typically a faster process, both when arriving and leaving, but
Dragon
it does
shuttle?
still require
What do you
pinpoint
mean?
accuracy to approach safely.
Once captured,
I think
the
Lego doesn't have
spacecraft
any
then gets
SpaceX sets
attached to
yet.
a common berthing
There's,
mechanism,
like, ideas
same
for
type of
SpaceX,
port that we
but-
use to connect each of
Cool.
the modules on the station
Okay, let's
together.
get to
A
building
little bit
and
slower
watch
of a
the
process,
launch
but the hatches
live.
are significantly larger than the docking ports, which makes them
Cool.
perfect for bringing up those really big cargo
Actually,
items.
I'm gonna use this shot
Dragon
more.
will spend
It's
up
a
to
very special stream.
120
It's not
days
like a normal
docked
building
before
stream.
preparing to return home.
think we can use this
following
shot better.
successful completion of Dragon's
Oh,
test
the chat is
objectives and
covered,
cargo
actually.
loading operations. The crew will close the cabin,
So I may
perform
just-
final system checks,
about this
and
cam is
configure the
here?
vehicle for undocking.
The build
Once
cam
the
might be
automated
here. It's actually
undocking
fits the
sequence
SpaceX
is
stream, it's
complete,
funny.
Dragon will complete 2 departure burns using its Draco
Huh.
engines, pushing it away from the space station.
And next up
The
on the
chat is,
trip,
like, weird
the
a bit.
orbit entry and
Just
landing.
adjust
We're
it.
splashdown,
Live
which is
adjusting
going to
on
cover
stream.
all the operations following that final departure maneuver.
Okay.
That's going to include
chat is
events
very
like
small,
the trunk
actually. I don't think we
separation,
need it.
closing of the nose cone, a
But
deorbit
that's
burn,
fine.
and then eventually as they get into the atmosphere, the deployment of the drogue and the main parachutes.
Yeah, there is not
and
much space
all
on
of
the
that
screen, honestly,
ends
for me
with
to use.
splashdown right
Huh.
off the Florida coast.
Okay.
At that point,
I think we-
teams from
I think we should be
SpaceX
fine
will
like that.
move in with their recovery ship, grab the capsule out of the water, and
Okay.
work to get Bob and Doug out of Dragon after a successful mission in space.
Cool, yeah, of course you can watch
so we are
it
26 minutes away
on
from
the actual
launch.
SpaceX
Fueling of
YouTube.
Falcon
That,
9
I'm
is
just
continuing.
streaming what
Let's
SpaceX
check
is
in
streaming
one
right
more
now.
time, down with the team at
SpaceX
Kennedy.
is cool about
Great.
sharing their streams. I should
All
not
right,
get a
thanks,
copyright
Dan.
claim,
We
I
are
hope.
so pumped right now because things have cleared
So
up, and
pumped.
it looks like we might actually
Look
do
at that
this today.
look at that
If you're
Falcon
just
and
joining us,
Cape
we are now 25
Canaveral
minutes,
launch pad
46
39A,
seconds
the
and
exact
counting
launch pad
from
that launched the
first launch
Apollo
of
11
astronauts
mission
to
and
the
the
International
shuttles as well.
Space Station from U.S. soil in 9 years. This
Exactly.
will mark the beginning of a
Okay.
new era.
Enjoy
where
the
more
stream,
people
enjoy
will
the
be able
ride,
to
the
fly
space
to space
station. I shall
than
enjoy
ever
the ride
before.
to building the
And we
space
want to share
station
with
at
you
the
the
same
results
time.
of a poll we asked a little
my
earlier.
kids are going
If you could go
crazy
to the
right now.
moon,
Thank you, my
It's not
kids.
where the astronauts are going today. They're going to the space station. But if you could go to the moon, would
would you rather visit the South Pole, where no one has been before, or the Apollo 11 landing
How long will the
site?
two guys be in
And it was a
space? I
pretty
have no
even
idea.
split.
I don't
We had
remember
46%
shared some
of
mission
you say
details. They're
you
gonna
would go
stay.
to the moon's south pole.
The
and 54%
idea is
of you would go to the Apollo 11 landing site.
they're launching today. They're gonna orbit the Earth. They're gonna dock the space station tomorrow morning because it takes a while to actually rendezvous with the space station. They're gonna dock it. They're gonna stay there for quite some time. They're gonna, in the meantime, they're gonna pack the Dragon, the same Dragon. They're gonna pack it with cargo, with finished experiments that they conducted on the space station. They're gonna pack it and send it back to Earth with cargo, without astronauts. And then they're gonna come back in the next rotation when the Dragon capsules are supposed to fly on a regular basis. The SpaceX is planning at least 2 launches per year of a crewed Dragon capsule, being it going up the station or going back the station.
Exactly, yeah. I mean,
returning the astronauts.
We're going to learn more from going where we've never been before, and so we need to go to the South Pole.
It might be that way.
And we are thrilled to see all of you
the first
following
of
along
many.
online. Thank you for
That's why,
answering our poll,
everybody's,
and we're going to
so
go over to
stoked about it,
Tahira,
because
who's been
no
monitoring
longer
all the
we're going to
action
be using
with,
the
less
Soyuz
than
Russian
25 minutes
capsules
to go. Tahira,
and
I'm
pay
sure
per each
things are
launch
heating
to
up
the
online.
Russians here in the US.
Hey Marie, I mean, you're completely right. Now that we have that go for
we have the same astronauts, and there's a reason there's the Saturn V rocket behind me. Of course, it's a space-themed
As you
stream.
can see, photos are still
Okay, so we're starting with the satellites, and the
country
the Dragon capsule is actually in this set. It's not named. It is not named because they don't have the license to SpaceX, but it's a Dragon capsule. The Dragon cargo capsules were flying to the space station for quite a few years now. This is the first crewed Dragon, if you don't know. So there's an actual crew Dragon. This element represents the crew Dragon,
from the United
which
States,
we are
and
actually
it's
watching
just
right
gonna be
now.
a super emotional
Launch
moment.
to the station.
For that, Marie, back to you
Isn't
at
that
Kennedy
cool?
for
I
these
think it's
last
cool.
minutes before launch.
So the first element I'm building in
Tahira,
this set
and
is the actual
Leland,
crew.
we've got
It's
23
cargo
minutes
Dragon,
and
cargo
some
Dragon,
change to
not the
go.
crew Dragon.
What do you think Bob and Doug are feeling right now?
It's just like 3 pieces.
They're very calm,
all it
cool, and
is.
collected as test pilots, but I think they're thinking about what are the steps that I have to take if a malfunction or
That's what
something
it is.
happens. So the nominal stuff is all kind of automated, but if something happens,
I
we
wonder
have
why
to
is YouTube
intervene
still
with those
showing
touch
we have
screens.
3
That's what
viewers.
they're
I have
thinking.
17 on my screen.
And we're just inside
Like, the
23
YouTube
minutes
system is
now,
not
so on
refreshing.
Wednesday we were 5 minutes further in the countdown when we heard that call to scrub, and the weather was still very touch and go at this point on Wednesday.
Good job on the news today. Thank you, Owen. Yeah, I saw you there.
At least for right now, I
Appreciate it.
don't want to jinx it. I'm afraid to even say it out loud, but it
Yeah, I
looks
enjoyed these
better
news. Like, we want
today.
to make more of
Yeah,
them.
and
I think the guys like it at
feels
Beyond the Break.
like-
And the audience
I'm
likes it.
feeling it a lot more than I
Yeah.
did
Some
on
nice
Wednesday.
view
And you know,
counts.
speaking of Bob and Doug and them being really calm
Even though
and
I'm
cool
sort
and
of,
collected, having had the
reporting
opportunity
late on them
to
because,
be in
like,
meetings with them and
it's
to
every
watch them
Saturday, not
train,
like every day.
I have to say, and to
Sort
all
of.
of my friends who work with them every single day, the feedback is always just what great people they are,
Right.
and just how not just bright and
So yeah,
sharp
they
they
like
are,
the
but
news.
just
If you
good
guys like the
people.
news, you should of
And
course comment
around
and
the
like because they see
office,
the
we often
engagement, and if
refer
they
to
see the
them as the
engagement,
dads.
that means I
The
get more
dads,
episodes.
They're the
that?
dads. They're
So if they like it, it's
they
gonna
are
turn
dads, and
into
we've met
actually
their
a regular
families,
show.
and
Right now it's like
when
we're
you
5
see-
episodes
when you
in,
see
so that's
people
pretty
on
cool.
that very personal level, it starts to mean so
I
much.
think
They're-
Tim,
they
the everyday
are
astronaut,
a
is
part of our
somewhere there
team.
too. He's
You
my
know,
favorite
they're
like
not a customer.
fan space
They're
channel.
a team. They're not a
You should guys
payload.
check him
They're a
out.
team. They're a
Shout out
family.
to Tim.
And so we're just so excited to see the dads up there today.
Yeah.
Pretty fantastic.
dads.
I have
Yeah.
to say, historic to a degree as well.
All right,
Mike's just
we're
excited
going to
about
go
Space
send it
Learning
over to Gary for an update from Houston.
Oh,
Gary?
somebody doesn't like the stream. I'm sorry. This is a special stream. It's not a fully Lego stream. I'm building stuff.
Hey Marie, the space station team here is focused. All eyes are on the system checks that are happening across
Do I know
the
if the
board.
Avengers Tower
We're
drops on
listening
June
in as we
1st? I have
close in
no
on launch,
idea.
And I can tell you that
I just
things
went
are
to the
looking
Lego
very
store,
good.
and I think
Chris
the
Cassidy will be
manager of the
watching
Lego
from
store told
International
me
Space
that
Station
they're
right
not
now
getting
flying
any
over the
new
Pacific
trucks
Ocean
until
and
like
heading
late
to
next
cross
week,
right
which
over
would
the
be
launch
like
pad. We might even
June
get some
4th
good
or
views
something. So
from
I
the
think my
station.
local store
Hope to be
will
capturing
not
those.
get any new stuff
We'll have the
until
launch view on the big screen
late
up front, and
next
everyone's
week.
excited to see our 2 crew members on their way to the International Space Station.
Someone
But before we
calling
get
me?
to it, I just want to pass on good luck from the entire flight operations community here
hard to
in
hear me?
Houston. It's always exciting to be doing something wholly new
the
and
microphone should be good.
history-making with station operations, and we can't wait to
'Cause
see
I-
our
I'm-
team members,
I'm-
Bob and Doug, in low Earth orbit and heading to the International Space Station.
I want to keep
That's
their
it from
audio
us here
so you
in
can hear
Mission
the
Control
mission.
Houston. I'll send it
That's
back
nice.
over to the team in Hawthorne for the latest happening there.
Again, you can
Done.
watch this original stream on the
Minus
SpaceX
20
YouTube
minutes,
channel.
30 seconds. We're
Strong back
continuing
chill
to
started.
count down. Everything is still looking good for launch of Falcon 9 and Dragon.
Good.
22 minutes, 45
You can
seconds
see the
after
oxygen
the
venting,
hour.
liquid
Stage
oxygen
two
venting
on
from the
the
rocket.
right-hand
It's
side.
normal.
You can see a large white cloud coming off of the strongback. That is normal. as we get ready to load the second stage with liquid
I'll let you guys
oxygen,
listen
we
to
have
the mission,
chill in the
actually.
plumbing lines going up that strong vac. And so as we relieve pressure, the moist, humid
So you have
Florida
two
air
satellites?
condenses around it, and that gives you the cloud. So that tells us that things are actually on schedule. We did begin propellant load at T-minus 35 minutes. Fuel loading on the second stage, I believe we just heard the call out that it is complete. First stage fuel load is continuing, and
Okay, I'm gonna turn down this. You're right, Jeff. I think I'm gonna turn the SpaceX stream just a bit so you can hear me more. But I wanna focus. So I hope you guys can still hear the mission audio.
ready to begin the liquid oxygen loading. After they finish
Is that
chilling
good?
in the lines that you see on the
I think that should be better. You can still hear the guy in the background.
Minutes and 30 seconds. The range
Okay.
right now is go, ready to support. Weather continues to be go.
Love your content. Hey, thanks, Prime. Appreciate it.
We're keeping our fingers crossed. We're waiting to hear
I'm building the
if anybody
shuttle.
calls out an issue, but for the moment, as you can see on the screen, it looks good.
Please upload more.
Now,
I'm
on the
trying,
Dragon
man.
side, the Dragon mission director
What can I say?
no
I don't want to make excuses or anything,
communications checkout.
but I have a family. I have a full-time job. It's sometimes I'm just like super tired. Even though I have so many videos to make, sometimes it's impossible. I'm not a full-time YouTuber like many other YouTube channels, Lego channels, so I don't have exact same amounts of time that they have. I'm trying my best. Streams are fun for me. I certainly want to upload more videos than just live streams. I get it, of course, but sometimes it's very hard to find time for videos. YouTube is my hobby, it's not my full-time job now. I work in production, film production, but also for YouTube, but for a bigger company than Brickvolt.
Everything continues to be go for an on-time launch.
SpaceX is too
Dan,
low.
Jesse, things are looking pretty good. How are they doing over at your stand?
You guys should be good now.
Things are
Now
great
should be
from
better.
about 15
Thank
feet
you.
away from you,
Adjusting
Donna,
as I speak.
And honestly, things are looking pretty great.
Still love your
now.
content. Hey,
We're
thanks,
seeing
dude.
a lot more blue in the sky. Green is the color we want.
I'm
We're
trying.
talking
I'm
about
a
where
YouTube
we're
dad
sitting
at this
right now.
point, trying to
So we're
spare time
continuing
between
to
the family
count
and
down. We are
YouTube and
under
work.
18 minutes
It is
away
tough, I
from
won't lie.
liftoff. Again, it's an instantaneous liftoff.
I know I don't need to apologize, but I want to be clear. Like, I want to be very open to my fans. Because believe me or not, I do want to have more uploads. It's just I have that much energy to keep going on many things at the same time. There's a limited amount of energy I have.
And Bob and Doug on board Dragon. It'll be
I
a
would say.
two-stage flight. So we'll see the first stage fly until we hear
I'm excited.
MECO,
17
main
minutes to go.
engine
I hope they
cutoff,
launch
about
today,
2.5
honestly.
minutes into flight.
We're gonna listen to the
After
mission
that,
audio
the
and
second
they
stage
tell
will
the
take
weather
over and
conditions.
continue to power them the rest of the way. Second engine cutoff comes in just under 9 minutes at about 8 minutes and 44 seconds. Following that second stage completing its job, it'll continue to coast for about 3 minutes.
Volume is great,
Do
thank you.
A slight attitude
I think we
adjustment and
nailed
null
it
out
at this
any
point.
rate, so make
So you
sure
can
it's
hear me
not
and you can
any
hear the
kind of a
stream. That's
spin
cool.
Before they do separation. So that's when the Dragon spacecraft
Oh,
will
this is
physically
exciting,
separate
absolutely.
from the Falcon 9 vehicle, and Bob and Doug will be flying
I
free.
think we back in
It's
Brickvolt
about
I
a
streamed the Falcon
19-hour
Heavy launch.
ride
I think we did
if
a stream on
launch
that.
today on time. So that means Bob and Doug will
Because
get
we were
on
streaming when it
orbit.
was launching,
They'll have
and that
a
was
number
exciting
of
too.
burns or those firings
I'm
of
a
those
huge
Draco
space nerd.
thrusters
Look at that
they'll
beauty.
do over
Stage 2 launch
several-
load started.
We hear
They're
lots.
loading the
Liquid
rocket at this
oxygen load
point.
has now started on
They
stage
stopped
2.
that. They did not do it
Again, they're
on
gonna be
Wednesday.
doing a series of burns
At
on
this
the
point,
way
they called
uphill
off the
towards
launch
the
17
International
minutes
Space
ahead.
Station 5 spread out over
LOX
the-
is liquid
the first 16
oxygen
hours or so
load,
of their flight
so they're loading the
until they
rocket
get
with
much
actual
closer,
fuel.
and it's time.
And
for
RP1
that
will be
approach
the
adoption,
main
and
propellant.
We are expecting that with an on-time launch to happen today.
They're sitting on a
That'll be
big
coming
bomb at this
tomorrow in
point,
the
so
afternoon.
escape system engaged. The Dragon can actually eject from the rocket and
Right,
fly away
now
safely.
That we're
That's
under
pretty cool.
16 minutes away, we have a special guest joining us. I'm going to toss it over to Jesse.
We are T-minus 15 minutes and 45 seconds from liftoff of our second demonstration mission today, and we have the honor of having SpaceX's President and COO Gwen Shotwell join us.
Oh, Shotwell.
Thanks, Gwen, for coming out and taking a few minutes to chat with us.
She's second after Musk.
We know you've been on console. How's the countdown been going so far in there?
The suits are way too cool,
clean
right?
today, just like it was Wednesday.
Like
We
Interstellar or
did clear
something.
the weather hurdles sooner than we did on Wednesday. And the only thing we're watching right now is downrange weather and lightning at the staging location.
Of course.
But we will clear that hurdle at T-minus 7 minutes.
Awesome, great, very exciting. Now I'm going to throw it back to 2012 because you were on console for Dragon when it was first making its way to the space station. How does that experience compare to today?
Stage 2 locks is on the DPUs
So
and
I was
Dragon
nervous
envelope.
then. I stopped getting nervous for launches. Today I'm nervous again. Super nervous. Stomach and throat.
Understandable.
I hope they make a
it's
SpaceX set.
fantastic.
Yes, I think they should call
Fantastic
Elon
day
Musk right
today.
after
I'm
this
really
mission.
excited. The team is pulled together. It's such
Everybody
a
wants a
professional
Tesla or a
operation.
SpaceX
When I
set
say
at some
team, by
point
the
from
way, I mean
ideas or
SpaceX
creator.
and NASA.
I'm a big advocate
these
for
folks
that.
have been working incredibly hard and have done a fantastic job.
Yes, and we are all so excited. And we know that you have to get back inside of mission control, but is there anything that you wanted to say before liftoff to NASA and SpaceX?
Well, I want to thank NASA, of course, for their generosity and their help with getting to this place. I want to thank all the SpaceXers who have come together
to
make this moment in history. And I want to thank Elon for hiring me.
We thank Elon for hiring you as well. Thank you
How
so
hard
much
it must
for
be to
joining
work
us.
for
We'll
Elon
let
Musk,
you get back
imagine
to
that.
mission control.
Hey, Armand, welcome.
And good luck with launch
And
today.
cool day
Thanks,
today.
Jesse, and
Launching
Godspeed, Bob and
day.
Doug.
Well, we are so excited. We are just a few minutes away from countdown. So we are going to turn it over to Dan and John for the final minutes in terminal
These
count.
guys in the rocket
Take it
must
away,
feel
John.
crazy right now.
T-minus 13 minutes, 30 seconds, continuing to count down.
Okay.
We're continuing to load fuel
The space
onto
shuttle.
the first stage. That should finish up in
So this bag
just about
allowed me to
6
finish
minutes.
the 2 satellites,
Fuel is completely loaded on the
the
second
space shuttle,
stage.
and
That's closed
the
out.
Dragon capsule.
And we are continuing to load liquid oxygen
And
on
2
both
astronauts
the
as
first
well.
and second stage.
That's Doug
The
and
liquid
Bob
oxygen load
right
beginning
there.
on the second stage,
That's Doug and Bob
just, about
flying
3.5
in this
minutes
thing
ago.
today.
We are also loading cryogenic
That's so cool.
helium into the storage vessels
That
on
was
the first
amazing.
and second
28
stage.
viewers, thank you so much for
Getting in
joining.
The last little bits of helium.
I got actually
when we
3
keep
astronauts
it,
in this set.
cryogenic, cold and liquefied.
There's always
that
an
gets
extra.
us, just like we do with liquid oxygen, the maximum amount into the storage volume so that we can get the most performance out of the vehicle.
Okay, bag number 2 commencing.
Right now we are in a fairly quiet state
Stage
on the
2
vehicle.
of that
Ground
build
pumps
commencing.
Continuing to put the propellant into first and second stages. Next significant issue, callouts that we're going to hear. will
You know,
probably
there
be
is a
inside the
Tesla
T-minus 10
Cybertruck from
minutes
Nick and
when,
Brick in
they
the
talk
Ideas
through.
review stage, so
We'll
that might be a
listen for
first
that.
window to
But at the
Lego
moment, everything
Elon Musk
continuing to look
collaboration.
good at T-minus 12 minutes and
12
20
minutes,
seconds.
oh my god. I am excited.
Getting real close now, John. It's only a little over 12 minutes
Only
away. Just a reminder for
1,054,700
everybody, it's about a 9-minute
viewers less
ride
than NASA.
uphill.
I'm fine, dude.
We'll
I'm a
have
small
some
Lego
healing
channel that
boxes
happens to
going
love
on.
space and
The
rockets.
first stage is gonna be
I'm
coming
glad that
home,
24
while the
people
second
still
stage
joined,
is
even though a
carrying
million
Bob
is
Dylan
watching at
into
NASA,
orbit.
and I think right
Obviously,
now
we'll be keeping an
at
eye on our
SpaceX probably like a
astronauts the
million
whole
too.
way uphill.
How many
Some
are
of
watching
the
at
calls that
SpaceX?
you'll be
2 million
hearing,
at
there
SpaceX.
will be what we call
See that?
performance calls over the Dragon to ground.
That is
the
2
entire
million
way
watching
uphill.
SpaceX. It's more than
And you'll
NASA
just
stream.
hear some of the SpaceX
That is
engineers
crazy.
calling out,
We have 2 million
trajectories,
people watching a
booster
SpaceX stream. I never seen a
performance,
big
so
stream
we're
like
always
this.
looking for that word nominal.
Even
I know that's
PewDiePie
one of
doesn't get
John's
that.
favorite words. That's one of mine too. We wanna
2
hear
million
nominal
watching.
as much as possible up on the way
And
uphill.
yet 26
You
of
might
you
also
chose to
hear
watch me.
some
Thank you.
number and letter combinations.
A Lego
Those
builder.
correspond to
Building the
different
crew,
reports
the
that
ISS.
Bob and Doug are in during their flight uphill. There's 1A and 1B, which signify that they're on the first stage. Those carry them from there in the Cape all the way up to about the very top of North Carolina. And then we'll have
Siemasz,
2A
Mike.
through 2E or
Street,
2
welcome, cześć.
and that will
Awesome
be
that you
on the
decided to
second
stream
stage,
this. Oh
which
yeah,
goes
dude,
from
like it was a
Carolina all
no-brainer.
the way
Like
up to
I couldn't
about
stream on Wednesday
to
when they did the
Newfoundland.
first launch
So
attempt,
in
but
the
Saturday
northern
for me is a
Atlantic,
great
and then there's
streaming
a
day.
zone
So
of the northern
I
Atlantic
decided
that
to
we're
just
going to avoid.
share the
And so
excitement
you
with
should hear
you
the
and
call-out be
do something
similar to
that's
forward to
perfectly matching the
Shannon,
mission,
and
which is
that
the
just
ISS
refers to
set.
Shannon, Ireland.
That's
which
their destination
they'll
after
be
all.
Going off the coast of Ireland,
I like how
at
they're
the
Teslas
later
that drove them,
stages of the second
because you
stage
guys,
if they have
the
to.
stream was going for like 4
So
hours.
just
They
prepping
drove
you
into
now for some of
Tesla,
those
they
calls.
drove
You're
to
hopefully
the
gonna hear that word
launch
nominal
pad
a
in
whole lot
two
on the way
Teslas Model
uphill.
X.
10.5 minutes. Things
It
are
was
pretty
like
quiet.
so
As
cool, like
John
patriotic
I said,
event, and
it'll pick
Teslas were
up
there. The Teslas
right
had
at
the
about 10 minutes.
license
We'll wait
plate
for the crew
saying ISS
to confirm
BND,
that their
ISS bound.
displays are in order.
Elon
Crew
Musk is like the
already
coolest
strapped in
dude,
and
I swear.
reported that they are go for launch. Continue to
Elon is
watch
like the
fuel
coolest dude out
gauges
there.
Tick up on the Falcon 9 vehicle until fueling cuts off at just about 2 minutes prior to launch.
Dragon,
Like
SpaceX
probably
confirms
he
displays are
just
configured
needs,
for
it
launch.
just takes one call from Lego to get some Elon Musk
SpaceX
sets,
Dragon displays are configured for
either
launch.
SpaceX or Tesla,
Copy. Bob,
in the
Doug,
making.
on behalf of the entire SpaceX team, it's been a huge honor to help you get ready for today's historic mission.
Okay.
Know that we're with you, have an amazing flight, and enjoy those views of our beautiful planet.
Godspeed.
Thanks, Jay. It is absolutely our honor to be part of this huge effort to get the United States back in the launch business. We'll talk to you for more, but thank you.
I can see the
Copy all.
astronauts
Thanks for
talking.
those words.
That's awesome.
The SpaceX core, so again, that voice that's going to be talking to Bob and Doug throughout their mission from right here in Hawthorne.
I think I'm gonna kill the music.
Offering
There's
a
my
few
music
quick
in the
words. The crew
background,
to
but
confirm their crew displays are configured
we may
for
as
launch.
well
We are coming up on 9
just
minutes
really lower
and
it at this
counting.
point. I want to hear the mission more.
We've gotten through T-minus 10 minute with the crew discussions. Activity.
You're trying to really call the cool factor. Exactly. I said that many times over. Like, my content is not only about Lego sometimes.
Engine chill. Pre-valves will open. Those currently separate propellants on the first stage from getting down
You
to the
test drove
Merlin
those
engines.
one of those
We'll
Teslas,
open
didn't
the
you? Jeff, I
pre-valves.
test
That'll allow
drove
fuel, liquid oxygen to flow to the top of
3
the pumps.
Teslas.
And more importantly,
The only Teslas I did not
when we
drive is the
open,
Roadster and the
the
Model Y,
valves,
which just came
that'll
out.
allow us
But
to
I
begin
drove, and the
chilling
Cybertruck.
the
But I drove the
9
S, the
Merlin
3, and the
turbo
Y.
pumps on
I
the
had
first
the
stage engine.
Model S, just a
It'll
test
take a few
drive
minutes
from
to
the
get them
salon.
cold enough to
Model
where they'll
X,
then be ready to pass
sorry, Model
large
X, not the
amounts
Y.
of liquid
Model
oxygen
X,
through
the one
pumps
they used for
and into the
astronauts,
main
getting them
thrust
to the
chambers
pad. To the
when we
pad,
get
I
to
drove
engine
for like
ignition
an
at
hour.
T-minus 2 seconds.
Really cool
We
because
don't
I went
want
to
to
the
try to
Tesla
run,
store and they
highly
gave me
chilled
the
liquid
the
oxygen
Model
through
X
a
for an
wire
hour
pump.
for free.
You would flash
And
that
they
into
gave me the
gas,
keys and
running
go,
gas through a
just
high-speed
go. It was
pump
so cool
is
from
not a
from
good
them.
thing.
And the Model
So
3,
right
I
now,
rented
we
a
are
Model
waiting
3
for
for a
T-minus
day
7
from
minutes.
Turo.
That'll start the engine
And I
chill.
spent 24 hours with that
Shortly
car,
after
and I
that, we
absolutely
will
love
also
it.
get
I
the
drove
fuel
back to
shutdown.
LA and forth, and did a road trip in the Model 3. That's my dream car, but I think that the Model Y is my real dream car because of my family size. I have four people family with 2 kids, so I think if I ever buy a Tesla, it's gonna be a Model Y.
As I mentioned,
Model X is too
T-minus
big
7
for me.
minutes as we start the chill.
But
We will
all
also
of them
get
drive
into the,
tremendously well.
final
It's
topping
the
off
most
of
fun car I
stage
ever
1
driven
fuel,
ever.
and then the fuel
And the
load will
autopilot,
complete.
everything is just next level. It's a future. I have a pretty decent car. I have a Mazda 3 from 2018. It's a really good car, but nothing compares to a Tesla, honestly. Nothing compares to a Tesla. Not even a hypercar. Sorry, but I have to say this. Teslas are the best cars in the world right now. I know I'm a fanboy, but I wouldn't say that if I didn't try each one of them, except for the Y and Roadster and the Cybertruck is not out yet.
Stage 2 engine chill has started.
6 minutes. What is the point of this launch? Well, getting people to ISS and getting the launches back to the US soil.
As I mentioned, the pre-valves are open.
Exploration of space. If you don't agree with that, I'm sorry, but you must be a really sad person. No, jokes aside, space exploration is something we as humanity should be doing all the time, and SpaceX is the best way to do it right now.
Hear that call out
And I'm glad that
RP1
NASA is really
coming up in about 6
appreciating them
minutes.
for what they
Again,
do.
RP1
And that
is just
partnership,
that densified
you can see
kerosene
how Jim
rocket
Bridenstine,
fuel.
NASA administrator,
Falcon
and
9 is
Elon
gonna
Musk
be used
are
to
like
power Bob
friends
and Doug
at
to
this
orbit
point, and
today.
they're like collaborating so closely. It's the best time for space travel that we ever had in our lifetimes. And I'm so glad I'm
stage
able
one
to
fuel
live
is
in that
built up.
times. So if you're not excited about space travel, I'm sorry, dude, but you have to be excited about something.
Right on time.
And
That
some people say,
call
oh, it's a waste of
indicates
money.
that
No,
the
it's
fuel
not.
loading on the first stage,
No, it's not a waste of money.
is complete.
Humanity needs to
Draining back the
explore.
lines
It's
now,
not a
so
waste of money
first
ever.
stage and second stage fuel are complete.
Did you watch
Liquid
Space Force? I
oxygen
actually watched the
loading
first
is
episode
continuing
yesterday.
on
It's
both
hilarious.
stages. You can
I love
see
how
on
they
the
mock
view
Trump.
on the left side of
I
the
love it.
monitor, the condensation,
I'm not getting into the politics
the
on this
cold
channel, but
gas
this show
wrapped
is
around the
hilarious.
stages as the tank skins
It's
are
absolutely
chilled by
funny.
the densified liquid
I
oxygen.
only watched like 2
picking
episodes,
up the
but I
humidity
gotta watch more
from
today.
the
Space Force. Actually, the 45th Weather Wing
Looks like at this
Squadron
moment we're a little more
is
than 90%
overlooking
full
this
on the
launch today,
oxidizer
and
on
the
the first stage,
45th
ticking up
Weather
towards that
Squadron is
80%
actually a
mark
Space
on the
Force,
second
US
stage.
Space Force actual squadron.
Counting down all
So
the
it's
way till
actually,
about 2 or 3 minutes, as John and I just said. until
it's true,
everything is
it
loaded
does
on
Falcon 9
exist.
heaters
Falcon 9.
closing out.
And
We
then
actually
will
have a
go
real
for
Space
launch.
Force.
Dragon has transitioned to configure for terminal count.
Vehicle tanks pressing for strongback retract.
While I'm building the ISS,
Falcon 9 tanks, we're
excuse
going
me,
to open the clamp armor
Lego
on the
Ideas
second
ISS.
stage and begin to retract the strongback.
This set from
We'll move
last
back
year.
about 2 degrees. That'll get us to the liftoff position. At liftoff,
the
the
stand.
strongback will then recline about 45
Hey, thanks for
degrees.
subbing, Alvara.
Stage 2 RP1 bleed.
Launch director
Oh yeah,
called out
Jeff
the
has a good
combat
point.
retract
The point of
started
this
on the
mission
left.
is that
You'll see it go
it
back
is on
just
the
a
cheap
couple of
side. A
degrees.
Falcon 9 launch costs
Stage
like
1
a
RP1.
third of what a normal launch from a space shuttle would cost. And it's a reusable rocket, so the booster will actually land today, attempt landing today, like they do with SpaceX Falcon 9 boosters. So you reuse the rocket. It's much
Just
cheaper
4
than the
minutes
usual
away
launch.
from
It's supposed to
liftoff.
fly on
Again,
the
at this
third of the
moment, Bob
cost
and Doug
many
are
times
really
over
just
during their
laser
year.
focused on
So I
those
think
displays.
it's proving that we're finally getting to an
They have
affordable
insight
way of launching stuff
directly
to
into
space,
Dragon and the
including
Falcon
people.
9. They're able to see
And that
where
is
the fuel
important.
loading is
That is
at,
tremendously
how everything's
important. And
progressing down
I don't
with
even
the
want to
count.
deny that.
AFTS final setup started.
That's so important. It's crazy. You know, we can sit back and think
3.5
about another
minutes
rocket,
for
but
launch.
SpaceX is doing it. They're not thinking, they're
And the
doing.
strongback
That's
is
good.
now reclining away from the Falcon 9.
Actions, not words. The NASA has like the SLS launch vehicle, and it's been in development for like how many years? And it costs 5 times as a Falcon 9 development and Crew Dragon combined. So if SpaceX can launch on cheap, then we should support
MBAG igniter
SpaceX.
purges.
3 minutes. Oh boy, what is that thing connected to the Dragon? Are they gonna disconnect it? Hey, and thanks thanks for subscribing. Cześć Kamil, witam.
Dragon has transitioned to terminal
Oh,
count and
I'm
on
excited.
internal
2 minutes, 48,
Stage 1,
47,
lock load, close out.
46 seconds. I
Okay,
haven't been
we're
this
at
excited
T-minus 2 minutes,
since
42 seconds.
the Falcon
Stage
Heavy
1
launch.
launch load is closed out. Stage 2 will continue to load for about another half a minute or so. Once we
Oh
get
boy.
the completion of stage 2 launch
2 minutes,
loading,
30
we have to
seconds,
bend
guys.
down the
And they're
line,
making
so you'll
history.
see another large white cloud
Whew.
coming off
Fingers
of
crossed.
the strongback. That'll be normal. That'll happen
Vehicle
around
is transitioning to
T
internal
minus
power.
1 minute and 40 seconds.
Okay.
We're going on internal power now.
I have butterflies in my stomach right now.
Seconds
Woo.
away from the stage 2 LOX load being complete.
I'm excited.
Been almost
If I
9
cry on the
years
stream,
since we've
don't
been in
judge
this
me.
position. A lot of work done by thousands of people.
That
to
is
get to this
excitement,
point.
pure joy.
All our eyes focused on 2 now.
Oh, they're already drizzling the pad with water. That's what you do. You have to make the pad has to be soaking wet, so
Stage
nothing
2
ignites.
lock load is closed out.
It's
Propellant
funny
cells
how
are
they like
complete.
drizzling over cameras. 1
Dragon
minute,
is in auto idle.
40 seconds. Whew.
Stage 2 LOX load complete.
Building the stand, by
All
the way.
fuel, all oxidizer on Falcon 9. 1 minute, 34 seconds to go till launch.
Rocket is loaded. What is that thing connected to that Dragon? Is that like air pumping in, like air system for them to breathe and not use too much air? Is that it? That you see that thing that's connected to the vehicle? That yellow line and some sort of a hose? Are they pumping air inside? So because they're hermetically closed, so they need air before they use the spacesuit breathing apparatus, right? Is that it? I hope they will show their screens, like their actual launch screens. 1 minute.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Dragon is in
Hey, Brian.
FTS is armed for launch.
Woo! Go for launch. That's a go for
Under
launch.
a minute now, the FTS, the flight termination system, has been armed.
Oh boy. What do you guys
Greg,
think they think
SpaceX,
right now?
Go for launch.
Go, Doug and Bob.
SpaceX Dragon.
Good.
Go for launch. Let's light this candle.
Let's light this candle. That's so cool. Go for it.
T-minus 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I'm gonna stop building right now. Just one more thing and I'm gonna stop building.
Stage 1 tanks pressing for
I'm
flight.
gonna...
T-minus 15 seconds.
15.
10.
I'm gonna hide
9,
this cam for now.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
4,
3, 2,
2,
1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA.
Go
SpaceX,
NASA. Go
Godspeed,
Dragon.
bottom dog.
Look at that.
America
They're flying.
Launch.
Woo!
And so rises a new era of American spaceflight.
Oh,
with
it's such
the
a beauty.
ambitions of a new generation
Okay, it
continuing
has to
the
pass
dream.
max Q, maximum
20 seconds into
aerodynamic
flight,
pressure.
stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Godspeed, Godspeed. Oh my god, I'm shaking.
T plus 30 seconds.
How much G
into
do they
this
get?
Historic mission. Flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9, and look at them go.
Falcon power telemetry nominal.
Max Q, max Q.
M1D
It has to
throttle
withstand
down.
max Q.
We're throttling down to get ready for the period of maximum dynamic pressure.
Oh my
We're
god,
in the
it's not over
throttle
yet.
bucket.
It's not over yet.
Reports say all systems are go.
Everything nominal, max Q? Yes.
Vehicle is supersonic.
We've exceeded Mach 1 on the Falcon 9.
That's supersonic.
M1D throttle up.
Past max Q. Oh my god, that's awesome.
We're throttling back up to full power as we're through max Q.
Copy, 1 Bravo.
And we heard that 1 Bravo call out. That's just the second abort zone that they're in. They'll continue to be on this until the first stage is
They're
done.
just chilling in there.
Switch
How
over to
awesome.
the second.
Must be
At
like
this
a
point,
Tesla
Bravo pulling
ride
about
to space.
2.3 Gs, 2.3 times the Earth's gravity.
They lost feed from the
Already
camera, that's
floating at
normal.
over 1,500 miles per hour.
We've heard the call out for MVAC engine chill. That's getting the MVAC engine ready to light. That'll come at about 2:44 into flight. Right now, everything continuing to look good.
Everything nominal.
Next major event coming up.
Miko is
the
main
triple.
engine cutoff.
We'll have main engine cutoff.
And I'm gonna
of
switch
the
to
9
the
first-stage engines,
to the vacuum
stage
engine.
separation, and then ignition of the second stage engine to continue to carry astronauts into orbit.
The Falcon 9s are fantastic in flight. I see them sometimes from San
Coming up in
Diego when they
about
launch from
20
Vandenberg
seconds.
at night. You can see them on the
M1D throttle
sky.
down.
And it's a sight to behold. That vacuum, when the engine
we're
expands,
throttling
the
down the
plumes
Merlin
expand,
engines
it's amazing
on the
on
first
the
stage.
night sky. Miko, main engine cutoff. It should separate second stage.
And we have Miko.
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 Falcon stage separation confirmed.
Perfect.
Copy, 2 Alpha.
So that's the vacuum engine on the right. And the booster will attempt a land.
MVAC ignition.
MVAC is on. That's vacuum engine.
All right, we have stage separation confirmed. The first
They're
stage
chilling
leading
just like,
flight
look how
back.
comfy
The
that
second
capsule
stage
is.
being powered by that
It's not an
single
Apollo
Merlin
capsule
vacuum
anymore.
engine has
It's
ignited
like a Tesla.
and is now
Acquisition of signal
carrying
loss.
Bob and Doug into
Wow.
orbit. So they're going to continue under the power of this second
Stage 2
stage,
propulsion is nominal.
which will cut off at SECO, or second engine cut off at about 8 minutes and 44 seconds into today's flight. So a little over 5 minutes to go still.
Are they in
on
vacuum
this
now? Like
second stage.
things would fly in the
Call out
cabin right
2
now?
Alpha,
Because
so
there
they're
should
now
be in
in the
vacuum, right, of
longest abort
space
zone that carries
at
them
this point.
all the way from about North Carolina up the eastern seaboard almost to Canada.
Look at those
Looking
screens.
good,
It's like
though,
a
getting good
Tesla in
call-outs,
space,
nominal
honestly.
propulsion on that
It's like a
second
Google Maps
stage.
navigation.
Bob and Doug continuing to make their way into orbit.
That's amazing. So much progress has been made since the Apollo capsules. When you had like all those buttons and old school computers, this is
Dragon
like the
SpaceX
future.
nominal trajectory.
Very cool.
Acquisition of signal in Bermuda.
SpaceX Dragon nominal trajectory.
All right, here in nominal trajectory, so Dragon pointed in the right direction, continuing to make their
It's like
flight
a sports
uphill.
car. They're just
For
chilling and
acquisition
sitting,
of
just
signal
strapped
over
in, you
Bermuda.
know.
That's one of the other ground
5-point
stations
seats,
that they're
seat
using
belts.
to get telemetry and data back from this spacecraft.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
You can see how their suit is inflated. right here, because there's air being pumped into their suits to cool them down and to breathe, of course. You can see how his leg is inflated right here. It's kind of cool. They mentioned how the suits work in the briefing. I know, like Ethan, it's like the future. Like now we can see a launch to space, and you have live feed from the actual capsule. That's,
seconds into the flight.
If that's not exciting, I don't know what
flying
is.
At more than 5,600 miles
Dragon
per hour.
SpaceX nominal trajectory.
Already almost 200 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center. Nominal trajectory.
You can see the booster setting up their grid fins to land. The right screen shows the Falcon 9 booster attempting a re-entry burn. Would I dare be in one of the rockets? Yeah, I would love to go to space.
While they continue uphill,
maybe in our lifetime it's going to be achievable as like a commercial, like a tourist attraction to go to space. Thanks to SpaceX, maybe.
It's making its way back to attempt to land on our drone ship. Of course, I Still Love You today. And we're just about a couple minutes away from the entry burn, and that's where 3 of the 9
this is absolutely
Merlin
epic,
engines do ignite to help slow the vehicle down as it re-enters back into the
Let's see if they attempt they can land it.
After the entry burn will be the landing burn.
The Falcons are pretty reliable, but I think they crashed one like a few weeks ago at landing.
And you heard
starting chill for entry burn.
Yeah, I would go in one if I had the chance.
Still on a nominal trajectory.
Maybe I would think
Dragon.
twice because I have a family, so it might be a different decision. So it might be a tough decision, but if it was only my decision, I would go.
Again,
6 minutes into the mission, we're all good, all nominal.
Coming back towards our drone ship, of course.
They're gonna separate the Dragon in a few minutes, but first they're gonna land the booster.
That second stage continuing
you can
to
see the second stage is the first stage is attempting to re-entry. You can see the thrusters readjusting its position on the right. It's a really cool view. Those grid fins are titanium grid fins. They basically allow the rocket to steer itself while free falling from space. And when it enters atmosphere and gets some traction from the atmosphere, those grid fins allow you to position the rocket for landing. It's really cool technology. It's basically aerodynamic technology.
Nominal trajectory.
Continuing to check in with Bob and
What's the
Doug
point of that trip, Brian? First, they're crewing the ISS. They need some more crew, American crew. And it's to prove that America can launch people to space on the cheap. Because those Falcon rockets are the third of the cost of a normal launch. And it's a reusable rocket. Oh, re-entry burn? So it's slowing down. It's reigniting its engines to slow down and just prepare for the atmospheric impact.
Is saved.
And you know, when there's like a transfer base to the moon on the orbit, you're gonna have flying, astronauts will be flying every few weeks from Earth to space to man the moon mission. So it's one of many very important tests.
Landing burn shortly after.
Yeah, actually, just within a few seconds of each other.
Those guys are flying at 21,000 kilometers per hour right now. Imagine that.
Dragon. Right now, you can see the displays that they are seeing right now themselves.
Terminal guidance.
There's so many good points to this mission. Like Brian, you can honestly read about this mission, and it's very important when it comes
coming
to
up 25 seconds or so
space
away
exploration
from
in general.
SECO, or second engine cut
Hey,
off.
have to stupid welcome.
This is also the point where Bob and Doug are experiencing their highest G-force. We're seeing the counter tick up to right about.
It's not a Lego stream, so not many people are watching, but I guess most people are watching the actual SpaceX stream,
they're in their final
like
abort
myself.
zones. If they were to abort at this point, would either be an abort to orbit or to land off
Okay, we should have the landing burn in a sec.
Ireland, standing by for second.
Sometimes they lose the connection to the rocket.
MVAC shut down.
Stage 1 landing ladder.
MVAC shutdown, which means the vacuum engine is shut down.
Confirmation of SECO's second engine cutoff.
And that's the landing drone
Now
ship
we are
camera.
waiting for our first stage
Let's see.
to make its way to
Landing
our drone
burn.
ship. Of course, I Still Love
Dragon SpaceX nominal orbital insertion.
Launch escape confirmation nominal.
They got an orbital insertion, which is very important.
And what you're seeing on your screen is a live view of our drone ship. where our first stage will be coming down.
Okay, they lost the feed.
Looks like we lost that live view, but we'll wait for confirmation.
They should
of that
recapture the
landing
view in a
shortly
second.
here.
Sometimes just the vibrations. Oh, there we go. Hey,
And
it's,
there
it's
you
down.
can see on your screen,
It is down.
Falcon 9 has landed. This
So the rocket is back on
first
Earth.
Falcon 9 to carry humans
And that's
to
something
orbit,
none
so
other
very
company does
exciting for
in
us.
the world, ever. Only
And as you
SpaceX.
can see on your right screen, Bob and Doug are
That rocket can
still
fly again
making their
in a few
way
weeks.
to their
Imagine that.
targeted
That's why
orbit.
it's so cheap to launch them.
recovery 1.
So
You don't have to
exciting
build a new
today.
rocket every time. You just build a
Doesn't
second
stop.
stage,
It does not
and
stop.
that's it.
All right, we did hear again.
What,
that
back in my
call out,
own?
good
Just the
orbital
second
insertion,
one,
so
because I
that
saw it
means
like shortly before the launch.
Falcon 9 and Dragon right now.
Okay, we can continue
exactly where
building
they're
actually.
supposed to be.
We're gonna
Ability
keep
to
on the
FRC on
stream,
recovery
but
And it's right at about 12 minutes when
Oh,
Dragon
see?
will separate.
so there is
a zero-G indicator
0G.
floating around there. I know Bob and Doug owe us a little bit about
They're
what
chilling now.
exactly
They
that
don't have to
is
be
that they
strapped
brought
in.
up with them.
You can see it's 0G right now. Remember that launch of the Falcon Heavy with the Tesla Roadster and had the Starman mannequin in it? Now it's people in the same suit.
They do ensure that the vehicle is not spinning and it is in good condition before we separate.
Oh yeah, Elon Musk has a
Right,
bunch
the
of
other
ships
stage
named with
does
crazy
small
names. Of
attitude
course, I Still
maneuver
Love You
using cold
is one
gas
of them.
thrusters
Of course, I
built
Still
into the
Love You.
rocket
There's one
body
more,
itself.
Mr. something. I don't. Every SpaceX drone ship has a name
So
that
we
Elon
do
Musk
expect
gave
that
to it, and
separation to
it's
occur in
those are
about a
crazy
minute from
names.
now, but they
Of course,
do
I Still
wait
Love
until
You.
they
The
have
second
full
one is
confirmation that
Mr.
it is
something.
ready to
I don't remember
separate.
all of those names, but it's Elon Musk. He's a very crazy dude.
Such
Funny
cool
too.
views. I cannot get over this view that we are seeing.
Do they
right
have
now.
an actual like
Bob and
cupola
Doug
to
on the
see
right
from the
screen,
spacecraft,
inside of
or
Crew
just
Dragon,
screens?
out in space.
They should have some sort of like an outside
Yeah,
camera, like on a
already
car. You just
200
push the button and they
kilometers
see the
over planet
space
Earth,
on the
or
screen.
A little over
That would be so
124
cool.
miles.
Okay, I'm back to the
traveling in
build.
excess of 2,700 meters, 27,000 meters per second.
That is
about 16,000 miles
fantastically
per
exciting.
hour.
I'm so stoked they launched
We're
and
just
it was
standing
successful.
by. That separation event should be coming up shortly. And they'll
The
begin a
Dragon will
series of
separate
checks on
from the.
Draco thrusters that are
You
gonna
can see
be
his
used
legs
to
flying,
maneuver
like
and
remove
then
them
power
from
Dragon on its flight
from
to
the
the
straps.
International Space Station. Standing by for separation.
Expected loss of signal, wallows.
Okay,
Sounds
separation
like we had an
of the
expected
Dragon capsule
LOS
from the
loss of
second
signal
stage.
with one of the ground stations. Waiting for confirmation now of that
Dragon separation confirmed.
Beautiful.
Dragon separation confirmed.
There is a great view right in
Beautiful.
front of you
Countdown
of
1 is
dragons
emerging.
separating.
And now all the flat Earth people.
And
Fake,
there's that
it's
call
CGI.
Dragon is
It's
now
fake.
officially making its way to the International Space Station today.
Nice. Congratulations, SpaceX and NASA.
Dragon
Woo.
SpaceX with that separation call. We have a
And
few
now it's
words
gonna
for you
orbit
from
the
our
Earth for about a day. So they're gonna be in those seats for the next 24 hours, actually,
Stand
like
by.
22 hours.
Dragon, Chief Engineer on Dragon to Ground. Bob Doug, on behalf of the entire launch team, thanks for flying with Falcon 9 today. We hope you enjoyed the ride and wish you a great mission.
Thanks, Bala. Congratulations to you and the F9 team for the first
That's so cool, they can
human
see themselves.
ride for Falcon 9, and it was incredible. Appreciate all the hard work, and thanks for the great ride to space.
Copy all.
Oh, and like, proud of you guys and the rest of the team. Thank you so much for what you've done for us today, putting
I'm gonna
America back into low Earth orbit from the Florida coast.
I'm gonna use this for my instructions. I have a little stand. Cool. Good job, SpaceX.
All right,
Absolutely.
so Bob and Doug
Best job.
are in
Dragon
space.
SpaceX, we confirm nominal equals activation and service section Draco checkouts. No send deploys in progress.
Copy all. We're monitoring.
The core here in
Nice.
Hawthorne giving the crew a heads up that we have confirmation the nose cone is deploying. So again, that nose cone is going to open up a little bit more than 90 degrees, goes up to about, I think, 105 degrees. And that's going to expose the actual docking ring and the hatch that they're going to be going through once they attach to the International Space Station. and also 4 of those Draco thrusters, we call them the forward bulkhead thrusters. They're going to be used for these major phase burns or
Can you imagine the relief they feel right now that the mission was
raise their
successful and they're like in
gradually
space on the way
over
to the
coming
station?
hours.
I think these guys actually
Also
flew in
heard
the
good
shuttle
activation
missions
of the
10
Eclipse, that's the
9-10 years
environmental
ago.
control and life
Both of
support
them were
system,
flying shuttle
everything
missions.
controlling their atmosphere,
So they've been waiting
just
almost a
keeping Dragon
decade
a nice, safe,
to come back to
habitable
space.
environment
That
where they're gonna be
is
living
stunningly
for the next 19
amazing,
hours
I would
until
say.
they arrive at the space station.
And now they've
Exactly,
seen
and
the
Falcon
technology go
9's
from the
job may be
shuttles
done for
to the
today,
SpaceX
but the
reusable
mission is
rockets.
not
It's like a
over.
decade,
Crew Dragon's
it's like an
job
era
is
of
not done.
technology
As you
that
can
they
see,
witnessed,
Bob
and
Doug are still
they've flown
inside
both
Crew Dragon,
technologies.
making their way. It will be a 19-hour
That
trip
is
to the International Space
insane
Station
achievement, I would
before
say.
they dock tomorrow morning.
Because these guys actually flew on the space shuttle missions.
And such cool views. I love that we can get these live views here and see and watch
Yeah,
what they're
SpaceX is
doing
killing it with the stream.
now that they are in orbit.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's incredible to just be looking over their shoulder, to be along for the ride. And we're going to be with them.
Oh, the blue name
we're
is the
gonna be with
moderator
all of
name, so
you
people
the
can, like, if
entire
somebody is
way,
like misbehaving in the chat, they
for their
can
journey
ban or
to the
kick or
space
whatever.
station. We're going to be covering live.
I have some
throughout.
mods here.
Bob and Doug will obviously have a sleep period where they'll get about 8 hours of sleep a little bit later today before they wake up for all of their final approach.
Oh, cool. So
One
they
of the
can
major
sleep in the
things we
capsule.
are looking forward to in the next couple of hours is going to be their first turn at the controls. So they're actually going to be using those touchscreen displays to take control and manually pilot Dragon.
It's like a long bus ride, you know, you just take your
like,
nap.
and assuming we have some good ground station coverage, we'll be able to get views.
That capsule is
right
actually
inside
very
Dragon,
comfortable,
looking
actually.
over their
I-
shoulder
that's why
as
I
they
can
manipulate
tell.
the controls at the display. But I mean, we had a smooth ride uphill both stages of the Falcon 9.
So
doing
there is
their
a
job,
print.
placing Bob and Doug into orbit.
That is basically.
I mean, this is a day.
It's a printed
This is
element.
a historical day. This is us kicking
There you go.
off that new era of space flight that we've all been talking about and longing for since the space shuttle program came to an end in 2011.
Very
Yes.
And the
cool.
weather,
Thank you,
the weather
SpaceX.
cooperated.
Yes, second time's a charm.
Everything went 100% mission completion.
All right,
They landed.
So day for the history books.
They
As you
landed
can see, we have a lot, but the
the
mission
booster.
still
They launched the
continues,
guys.
and
Everything
we're going
worked
to send it
smoothly.
over to KSC to continue broadcasting live with you guys.
signal Newfoundland.
Yeah, Jesse and Dan, we are just in awe over here. When I woke up this morning and looked at the weather forecast, I was like, man, we're going to be back here on Sunday, but we did it.
did it.
The room cleared out. Everybody was outside watching, and inside the lights were shaking, the cameras were shaking. Lauren came back in with tears in her eyes. This is really amazing.
I can't believe it. I saw it with my own eyes. This is. I'm a little bit speechless.
I'm sure they are a bit
so
scared,
grateful
but they're
that
also they're
we
trained
got
for
them
this
up there,
for
and
months
there's a lot more
before,
to
and
go.
they've
A
been
lot more to
flying
go.
to
I'm so
space
happy
before.
they're safe
Both
right
of these
now.
guys, the
I'm so
Dog
happy.
and Bob,
Yeah.
they were
When
flying
we
the
were talking
shuttle
about
missions
it,
back in
it's
the day.
amazing what we can do.
So
when
they're
we
not
work
like
together.
newbies or
Yes,
anything. They're
American
veterans.
astronauts on an American rocket from American soil.
And they
showing
launched
you what
on a
Americans
less
can do
safe,
when we
much
come
less,
together
much
as a
more powerful
team
rocket. The
and
Saturn,
blast
sorry,
Doug and Bob
the shuttle
off to
boosters were
cosmos.
actually much more
This is-
powerful. I
This is
think.
what it's all about, and their families and everyone is working together to take them up to space safely. So I don't know what to say. That rocket fuel is still in my veins, and I want to go get on the rocket.
Well, it's too late
They're
now.
scared,
We're
but they're
the
brave,
next
probably.
one.
I mean,
But
there's
we
always
wanna
some
go over
excitement,
to,
some
Daryl at
some
OSB2,
fear. Of course,
and
there's
he's there with
like.
the administrator
I think
who,
this mission had like
hopefully has more words than we do.
1
We're
to
still kinda
275
speechless.
chance of
Daryl?
failure.
Incredible here,
But that
Marie,
means
at
failing
the
any of the
Operations
systems,
Support
but
Building,
still
where a
the Dragon
chorus of
capsule
applause
had a
has been
working
happening from the
escape
beginning of
system and
launch
everything,
throughout the
so it
various
was much
stages.
safer than
Some very
flying, say,
special
the
guests
shuttle
were
back in
here
the
to
day.
watch it. That
Much
includes
safer.
President Donald Trump, Vice President Mike Pence, and NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine, who joins me now. And you were with the President and the Vice President. America's
Trump was
back,
there too?
launching human astronauts again. Tell me how you feel about that, and tell me
I think they
about
had a shot of
President
Air Force One
launching
flying over the rocket yesterday.
So
That was
this
pretty
has been a
cool.
long time coming.
Hey,
it's
thanks
been
for
9
joining.
years since we've launched
Appreciate it.
American astronauts on
BVG
American rockets
explosion.
from American soil,
Welcome.
and now it's done.
Hey,
We
Kirsima,
have done
welcome.
it. It's been way too long.
I'm gonna keep the stream on for a few more moments. Let's see how far they go, but we're gonna finish this build today as well, so we can chat after the stream is done. I'm gonna put the build on the full
We now have an
screen.
administration that is fully supportive of.
But for now, let's continue with the stream.
Space flight initiatives, not just on the exploration, discovery, going to the moon, onto Mars, but also from a Space Force perspective. Our budgets are going up, things are strong, and today was just an amazing day.
It's like a G.I. Joe
the president did right out of the gate when he became president is he created what's called the National Space Council. And he put the vice president as chairman of the National Space Council. And on that National Space Council, you've got the Secretary of Defense, and the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of Commerce, the Secretary of Transportation, the Secretary of Education.
You know, like those 80s
the
cartoons.
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, all of these different amazing individuals that deal with space day in and day out.
So
a lot of people don't realize how many parts of the federal government deal with space. And the vice president invited those members of the National Space Council here as well. So we just had, and then we had members of Congress, bipartisan members of Congress, Republicans and Democrats, who have been involved in supporting this program, you know, for a long time now. So I'll just tell you, I'm breathing a sigh of relief. But I will also tell you, I am not going to celebrate until Bob and Doug are home safely. Tomorrow, they're going to dock to the International Space Station. Tonight, I'm heading to Houston to be at the Johnson Space Center when that happens. So
they're controlling it from
Houston. It's a bit of a relief. The nose cone is now open. It's now deployed, which means that you know, now we're going to go into some burns. We're going to have some phasing burns. We're going to have some you know, boosting burns, and we're going to get as much as we can in alignment with the International Space Station as early as possible here. But also, I know it's hard, but you know, the big thing that we need to do now is we got to get Bob and Doug, who have now gone through this exercise twice. They need to get some rest. But I can guarantee you there will be no rest for a good amount of time while they're up there in orbit.
And they are certainly on their way, and a lot of people joining us for this entire celebration and watching it. We just heard 10 million people watching live as this launch happened.
10 million.
President Donald Trump becoming the third sitting
10,
president
did you say 10 million?
to watch a launch live from the Kennedy Space Center. The first.
To be clear, I think he's the only sitting president
I can't
to
sing
watch
at all.
American astronauts launch
I can laugh
on
at
a
it.
brand new rocket that has never launched before, and that's a big risk. You know, he also said we're going to go to the moon by 2024. That means he's putting himself at risk to say, look, I'm going to be accountable. Potentially, I'm going to be accountable to the initiatives that I put forward, and I think we have not had that kind of leadership for space in a very, very long time, and we're so grateful for it.
What was it like watching the launch with the president? How did he react?
Oh, I'll tell you, it's obviously something that is near and dear to him. He said it a year and a half ago. He put it in the State of the Union speech. He said, we're going to launch American astronauts on American rockets from American soil. And of course, I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, we better get after this. Of course, we've had
Starcom, the U.S. Space Force. I remember that one, Street Pamiętam.
We might be a little behind schedule.
Yeah, there was an actual
but we got it
cartoon.
done, and we got it done
It's funny.
safely. We're knocking on wood, but so far
The
so
new
good.
Netflix show is sort of like mocking the 80s and the
rocket was
president.
lifting
It's
off,
funny.
and you felt that rumble.
With Steve Carell.
What'd you feel? What'd you experience?
Well, I was praying. I'm not going to lie to you. I was praying. I was praying for Bob and Doug. I was praying for their families. I was praying for their safe return, even though they're just going. But man, I'll tell you, it was. I've heard that rumble before, but it's a whole different feeling when you've got your own team on that rocket, and they are our team. They are America's team. This is Launch America.
We're living in
This
Star
is
Wars,
everything that
except it's
America
better
has to
because it's
offer
Star
in its
Peace. Hey,
purest
that's a good way to
form.
tell
And
it.
times
Yeah.
are tough right now. There
Nations
is no
collaborating
doubt.
on the
We've got
space
the
station, doing
coronavirus
things
pandemic.
together.
We have
You
other
know.
challenges as a country.
Of course.
But I hope this moment
Actually,
in
like
time
despite
is
all
an
the things that
opportunity
happen in
for
the world,
everybody
it's the
to
most
reflect
peaceful time in the world.
on
I think,
humanity and what we
for a
can do
while.
when we work together, when we strive, and when we achieve.
And we have people like
and
Elon
if this
Musk
can inspire
who
a
just
young
keep things
child to
moving
become the
forward.
next
That's
Elon
amazing.
Musk or the next Jeff Bezos or the next
Yeah,
Sir Richard
that's what he's
Branson,
saying.
then that's what this is all about.
Or the next Jim Bridenstine.
Well, I wouldn't put me in that category, but.
Well, we appreciate your leadership for the space agency at this time.
That's the NASA
and
administrator, by the way,
congratulations on
whoever
an
doesn't know.
amazing
That's
day and
the
launch.
the
Thank
guy
you. It's
behind
been a great
NASA
ride.
right now.
All right, very good. Ree, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
That's the guy who made the SpaceX
Doug and
collab
Bob are on
work.
course to arrive at the International
So cool.
Space Station tomorrow, May 31st at 10:27 a.m. Eastern Time.
They're gonna
We'll
stream
be
that
staying
too.
on the air for continuous live coverage along the entire ride to the station. So though
Exactly.
our
So it's gonna be
coverage
live.
here is concluding, we will turn it
So you
over
can
to
stay on the
teams in
stream.
Hawthorne and
They're gonna
Houston
show
to
the
take us
capsule
through
and like
the next phases
for
of
the
the
next
Demo-2
24
mission,
hours.
all the way through
Live.
hatch opening
That's
and the
amazing.
welcome ceremony on
So
the
tomorrow
space station
10,
for Bob and Doug tomorrow.
it's gonna be
That's
early
right,
morning
and
California,
as
I
you follow
think.
along, we invite you to tune into a post-launch
So I'm gonna
news
wake up to see
conference
their docking
that's happening
to
here
the
at
space
6:30
station.
this evening
They're
Eastern
gonna have
Time
cameras from the
on
space
NASA
station
TV.
actually showing
we'll
the
have
docking of
NASA
the
and
Dragon.
SpaceX leaders here to take questions live on this unprecedented achievement in human
Very cool.
spaceflight.
Very,
And
very
in
cool.
addition to NASA TV, you can follow along always on Twitter at @NASA and NASA.gov for mission updates as it progresses. Here now are highlights from the mission so far. May 30th, 2020. Remember
Some
this
highlights?
day.
Just
You'll
re-
have this
relive the
memory
moment.
forever. The day America returned astronauts to orbit from U.S. soil.
There we go. That's a cool montage. How fast did they edit that?
Making history.
Let's go.
Oh, that's from the previous stream. So they shown everything. Their suit ups, walking to the cars. Yeah, if you guys, in case you missed it. That's how cool. They had the coolest rides in Teslas to the... I watched that before the stream, actually. They like, whoa, that's a big rocket. Are we gonna fly on this thing? It's funny. They actually stepped from the Tesla's like, oh, that's a big rocket. Is that the thing we're gonna fly on?
Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bada.
Some editor had to make that edit like after the launch in like 10 minutes. Kudos to you, anonymous editor, from another editor like me. Good job making it happen so fast. Launch America hashtag. Okay, I think that concludes the... For now, they're gonna keep the coverage of the Dragon's flight to the ISS. I think that's it for now. Let's see if there's anything else. Very, very, very stoked that it happened. Okay. Just gonna say Launch America. Okay, so I think the stream is done for now. We're gonna switch to the building shot. I mean, we can keep this open here in that window to see if anything pops up. I'm gonna make it smaller, just like maybe here. Okay, and we can just use our normal building shot. And chat, and I can put the music back on actually. I'm gonna mute this one. And we're gonna keep the music playing. Okay. Cool. Okay, guys. So the guys are in space. Everything went very, very well. Super stoked. Doesn't feel like they had a problem through the launch. Seems like a smooth ride to space on that Falcon. What's up, Studio Brickton? Welcome. Good music for the excitement that we just lived through. Positive vibes, all the positive vibes. Glad to have watched that historic moment with y'all while I finished building the Monkey Kid boat. Oh, you have the Monkey Kid boat, Brian? How did you get it? How did you get the Monkey Kid boat? I want it. How did you get it? That's such a cool set. Hey, Embrix! How did you get it? Because I couldn't find it anywhere in the stores. I couldn't find it anywhere. Did you buy it online? Because I was to the Lego store today and they have no shipments whatsoever. Did you get it online? I think that's the only way. Welcome, Fuzzybrick Studios. I think you were here before, but welcome, people joining. Awesome. So the SpaceX stream concluded. It's like on the corner. It's at Launch America. So I'm still keeping it on in case something they show the Dragon or something. I think they just talk to the astronauts at this point to like plan the next move. Oh, cool, Brian. Yeah, I wanted to order this as well, but I was holding off for some reason. Do you guys want me to get the Monkey Kid sets and stream them on this channel? What do you guys think? Hey chat, let me know. Would you guys like the Monkey Kid sets on the Cool Factor? I was on the edge, like should I get it? I don't know. If you want it, then I may just get them. They're just pricey a bit. If you would like to see them, let me know. Because I don't know if I should get them. Yeah, the launch went very well. I'm super happy that it went the way it went. I'm very happy. That was a bit scary, but it went very well. Let's see what's next. So I'm building the main body of the ISS at this point. Get him? That's one vote for getting Monkey Kid. I would rather watch you build the Scion over the Monkey Kid stuff. Yeah, I set up the donation goal because I can't afford the Scion right now. If you guys want to help, go for it, but not required. I still want to get it. It's just so expensive. It's like almost $400. So no, any donation from this stream goes towards the Scion, honestly. And I have to buy the Harry Potter sets soon, so that's gonna cost me a bit too. Limited budgets are limited. I think from the previous stream I have some Harry Potter budget at this point, so I saved up for the Harry Potter thanks to you. And I'm gonna be ordering that as soon as I can. But we need more for Scion. No. I mean, donations are always appreciated. I never require donations, of course. It's like... You guys watching is just enough for me to be happy. Money doesn't buy you happiness. It's just people being around you. It is pricey, I'm not gonna lie. It's beautiful, but, you know, Lambo is expensive as a car and as a set. I didn't expect that set to be any side of cheap. It's a Lamborghini. Lamborghini screams money. And I bet the license must have cost an arm and a leg for Lego to make this hat. I love you, Mike. Oh, Eatimus Prime, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you too, guys. You as well. Can I message you about the HP thing? Oh, they're showing something. I'm gonna keep it muted for now. Yeah, Brian, yeah, message me, for sure. Message me as soon as, like, by the end of the weekend, because I may put things in motion, like, early next week on June 1st. So message me, Brian, of course. Twitter or, you know, Discord. Join Mike's Patreon, pay $1 a month so that you can get exclusives. I don't think I offer anything exclusive on Patreon for $1. It's like a thank you for now, but Patreon makes it happen for me to buy more sets. That's what it is also, and invest in more stuff for this channel. That's everything I make from this channel basically goes back to the channel at this point. So it just helps me continue doing content. If only I had more time, that would be great. Oh, what is that sad music? I don't want a sad music. It's so sad. Something more exciting. Cool. Okay. Should I give you $125? It's up to you, man. I always say if you want to support a creator, it's your call. Like, I'm not one of those creators who just begs for money. Of course not. Any support that people give me is so much appreciated because it's like their own will to support my content, and it's amazing. So I don't want to ever say like, hey, give me that much money. Nah, it's up to you, man. It's really up to you. First of all, first thing I think about when it comes to my fans is that their well-being. So if people donate to me, I really hope they are financially stable and the money they give me is like something on top of their expenses. You know, that they can cover their expenses first and then donate to whoever they like to donate to. So that's my first thought when people send me money. I hope that it's a very reasonable thing to do for you. Oh, 2 pins on this side? Okay. Chillin'. Babysitting. Yeah, my lovely wife took over the kids so I can stream today and watch the... Should we listen to the guys that there's something happening on the... Just for a second. I'll lower the music. I want to see what they have to say, because...
instead of the 24 hours for the approach ellipsoid.
Dragon's move from waypoint 0 to waypoint 1 will swing it up and out in front of the station, pausing at a distance of approximately 220 meters. At this point, it will be on what we call the docking axis, which essentially means it is directly in front of the docking port.
Oh, they say how it's gonna dock to the station.
The forwardmost port of the International Space Station, the Node 2 forward port. That is where Dragon docked last year on the Demo-2 mission and where one of the 2 international docking adapters is located. These were installed for new commercial spacecraft flights and any other future spacecraft that also use the international docking standard.
Before moving into the final waypoint, the crew will execute their second manual flight test, except this time they'll be in what we call the near field. That just means they're close to the station. The crew will actually command a hold when they're 220 meters away from the station and conduct a series of maneuvers. So it'll be Doug and Bob at the controls. First, they'll fly Dragon to the center line of the docking approach, just precisely lining it up with that docking port. Then they'll do a number of translational maneuvers, so using the Draco thrusters on Dragon to move it around the different axes. And then they'll always be checking in with the ground on how much propellant is used. Again, translational is just moving back, forward, side to side. When we refer to attitude maneuvers, it's where you're pointing. But once they're complete with that, they'll transition control back over to the Dragon flight computer to resume that automated docking.
Cool.
And once Dragon is only 20 meters away from waypoint 2, that the spacecraft focuses on aligning its docking system with the docking adapter. Dragon will then fly in and make contact with the IDA, giving us what we call a soft capture. The soft capture ring then retracts until sensors indicate it's time for hooks to drive in place to give us a hard capture and firmly secure Dragon to the station.
Have I seen the Brickmania Lunar Lover custom kit? No, I did not.
Which is currently timelined to come about 2 hours following docking.
We're going to be here with you the entire way. And
Brickmania is actually sponsoring Beyond the Brick, but I did not see any sets.
So why don't we jump over to Gary, International Space Houston. It's got to be exciting seeing that launch and knowing that they're on the way to you. How's the team doing, Gary?
Mike, I got $250 for my birthday. I'll be a patron, but donate $20 in a super chat. Is that good? Lepin, it's up to you, honestly. Like, I would say keep the birthday money and buy yourself something nice, honestly. That's your decision. But I don't want to take away your birthday money, honestly. I'm good without it, honestly. I think your birthday money should go for something for your birthday. Like, that's a lot of money, $250. So I would say buy yourself some nice set first. And then maybe consider, but I don't really want to decide on your money, honestly.
We'll start doing our checkouts of a system called C2V2. That's the communication system.
That is $250 can get you a really nice set and something extra.
With the TDRS satellites, the geosynchronous
so buy yourself something nice first.
Around the Earth.
Or save it, you know, even so.
We'll
it's a lot of money.
The C2V2 That is the common communication for visiting vehicles and establishes a link between the International Space Station and Dragon. It'll be turned on for some
That's the mission control.
S-band connections and testing some of the radio signals as Dragon makes its approach. Really, though, we'll be monitoring the approach through some of those final burns. Once it's in front of the International Space Station, the space station has a few things that it needs to do from the attitude control side of things to really prepare the station for docking, switching some of the thrusters over to the Russian side.
I like the guy in the camera, like just riding the seat.
Gyros and the angular momentum
it's like a stabilizer for him.
The International Space Station nice and
okay, we're on bag number 4. We're going quick on this one. It's an easy set,
it'll really
actually.
be up to Bob and Doug to perform those
Ben,
final
welcome.
maneuvers and into docking. Chris Cassidy, though, will be monitoring from the inside. He's got a tool called the RPOP, and he'll
where's
be
bag 4?
monitoring the approach from the inside of the International Space Station. Chris Cassidy, through the past couple days, has been preparing the International Space Station for Bob and Doug, getting some of the beds that they'll be sleeping in on the International Space Station.
Oh, they're like guests, right?
Really
They have to prepare like a hotel.
The tools that he'll use for the monitoring, and then when Doug and Bob are nice and close to the International Space Station, opening up the hatch and getting some air right between the hatch where Bob and Doug will enter the International Space Station. Everything's still looking good from the space station side of things. We should be exiting a loss of communication now and going back and getting some views from stations. Still
I'm on
having
the stream.
great views from Bob and Doug.
That's my daughter.
What up? Bottling right along through the duration of this flight
Welcome.
until it docks just 19 hours
No?
from now. That's it from us in here in Mission Control Houston. Dan,
That's
I'll
my
send it back to you
daughter.
over in Hawthorne.
Hey.
All right.
I don't have space for you guys.
Now
That's my kids just joining me. You can say hi.
We'll get her a second to
Yes,
get
hi.
mic'd up and everything.
Hello.
SpaceX
Hey, everybody
is
say hi to my kiddo.
who's with us for Demo-2.
You know what,
Splashdown
niedługo
together. Now we're
skończę,
gonna
to może nie.
kind of that initial flight
Nie,
on
Madzia.
orbit with Bob and Doug. So
Nie.
thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Kate
Jaki
Tice.
roz-
I'm a senior
Czekaj,
engineer here
Amerykę
at
wezmę.
SpaceX. Really
My kids just joined me on my stream.
the Demo-2
Wait, careful. No, careful. Jeez, there's a cable in there. You can just shut down my computer.
So, like you were
Come on.
saying before, Dragon is going to be performing a couple of
So my kids are joining me, guys.
in the next few hours. We're going to have
Madzia, don't.
5
There is no
major
space
burns,
here.
but at the moment, we
That's
are coming up
my
to the
daughter.
first
That's my
burn,
small
which
one.
is
Her name is
the
Amelia.
That's going to be again the
Yeah,
first firing
Bricks.
of
You wanna
those
build together
thrusters,
with me
those Draco
for a few
thrusters. They'll
minutes?
be using both the forward bulkhead,
Co ty mi nie
by
powiedziałaś?
that nose cone,
Hey guys, that's my family. That's what it looks like usually. Welcome.
And we've been looking at our timeline, and it's expected to last
Awesome.
about 492 seconds.
Wanna build with me?
So it's going to be a fairly long firing. And again, these
Ale nie ma
are done
miejsca,
just
Madziu,
to
uważaj.
rapidly raise
Watch
the
for the
burn.
cables,
So
watch for the
essentially what
cables.
we're
There is
doing
not space
is
here.
we're
There's
waiting
not
until
space
we're at
here.
the highest point of our
So
orbit
it's a
of the
kid
Earth,
stream now.
firing the thrusters, and that raises
Okay,
up the
let's
lowest point
build
of our
this.
orbit. And then we just circle everything out with what we call a co-elliptic burn once we get back to that
Did you
other
miss
side
me?
of the orbit. So they're going to just gradually do
So my
that
kids are just
over the
joining me.
coming
I can't
hours
help it.
until
They
we
wanted
get
to
to
do so for a
International
while
Space
now.
Station. Then it's time for docking.
Yeah. So, like Dan said, we have a
No,
total of
don't.
12
I won't finish
total
the
of
set if you
12
keep messing up
Draco
here.
thrusters on board of Dragon. In addition to the 4 bulkhead Draco thrusters, which will be
That's
using
the
upcoming, there
polecieli na
are 12
misję i
more
to jest ta
Dracos
stacja, do
in the
której
service
polecieli.
section, which is the
That's the
area
station.
along the lower part of the Dragon capsule. These will be used in
I
every
think I
burn
forgot
and
to
are
lock the door and they
primarily
just
there
crossed
to
my
help
stream.
maintain Dragon's attitude, which is
Say
especially
welcome,
important
everybody.
when doing the finely tuned approach into
Madzia, ale nie, bo stoisz na kablu. You're gonna disconnect it from the socket and gonna kill my computer.
We're approaching the phase burn, and
Madzia, be careful, please. You're gonna kill my stream. I have like a cable on the floor which is like plugged to my socket, and if they move it, it's gonna kill the computer.
Since they've done all of their checkouts,
I don't
and
have
those
the
doors
support
open,
system.
And then we'll be standing by. We
Hey,
should be having
which
the
one
first
I build?
manual flight test coming up in just about 50 minutes from now. If everything
You're
goes
watching
well.
the
So that'll
SpaceX
be our
stream with
first
me?
chance to watch Bob and Doug actually fly Dragon.
So Amelia is
And so, I
saying
mean,
hi
that's
to
going to
everyone.
be really cool. Again, it's designed to fly itself the entire time.
Why are we still in the
but it's-
pajamas?
The crew has the ability to
It's a
step in
Saturday.
should they need it, and this they'll actually
Saturday
be
pajama day.
stepping in and taking control. So they'll be flying
It's
that
the
brand new spacecraft.
Oh, you wanna go?
Yeah, something
Go to mommy.
that I like to remind my friends and family, you know, as we've been leading
Okay,
up through
careful.
this launch for the last
Thank
several
you.
days. This is a demonstration.
So I had a
mission, and
visit
so,
from
like that
my
far-field
kids.
manual flight test that we'll have coming up a little
Aren't
bit
they
later.
lovely?
You know, Bob and Doug,
She's
they're
just
test
looking at
pilots.
Briggs
This
like,
kind of
"Can I build,
mission
Daddy?"
is what they live for. If I remember
Sure.
correctly, it was
Didn't she?
1981.
I hope she didn't take any pieces with her.
Shuttle Columbia.
Hello,
was
Mike's
the
daughter.
Last
Yeah.
time that we tested
I know,
a
she's cute.
completely
She's
new
like sitting in a
vehicle.
pajama
So
for the
it's
whole
been
day.
a long
I
time
guess they
since
want to dress
anybody
up or
has had the
something.
opportunity to do a test flight like Bob and Doug are doing today.
No, my
and
older
will
daughter, she was
continue
like,
to
I
do
want to
for
be on the
next
stream sometime,
19
like,
hours.
but
So
the problem is, like, I forgot to set up a station for her because she would need a sort of like a seat next to me. But I have like such little space here with the cables and everything. Maybe next time she can join the stream and like,
Yeah,
we're gonna build something more kid-friendly.
Our plan is to
To,
begin the go for suit doffing after the phase burn.
Something more kid-friendly so she can join and hang out with us. She asked me to actually, she wanted to for a while now, but all the sets that I built are like super big and complex, so she likes the smaller ones.
To make you aware that we are
Maybe we're gonna build some friend set together on a stream, who knows. Little ones, hey, welcome. Yes, they had a debut on the stream.
Okay, copy that. SpaceX will plan on suit doffing after the burn, and then the Orbit 2 Drake 4's load channel.
So they're streaming every single event they're doing with the Dragon. That's so awesome.
Alright, so the crew is going to stay in their suits until after this phase burn, which we should be hearing
Oh,
start
I think
in
she wants
just
to come
about a
back.
minute from now.
But I want to finish the set. Oh, she's crying. She wants to come back. I would love her to come back, but there's like so little space here. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, okay. Whoops. Just suck silence on the mission. Nothing really happens right now, but we'll see if there's anything exciting going on. I can just put the music back on. Okay, I think that's the correct way. Don't tell me you're doing this like twice.
GNC confirms good deorbit.
No, just once. Okay. Would be cool if they shown the Dragon, but maybe they lost because the Dragon probably is on the other side of the Earth right now, so they may not have visual camera feed from the inside of the capsule at this point.
And we have confirmation the first burn is in progress. Again, this is the first of the 5 major maneuvers. This one's called the phase burn.
They're doing maneuvers
Using
to
those
get
forward
aligned
bulkhead
with the
thrusters. So just those 4 Dracos
with
at the very
the,
top underneath the nose cone to do these what we call Delta
space
V
station
maneuvers,
on
so
a higher
just
orbit.
Big changes in velocity that we're going to do to gradually raise.
Mike
the
is now
speed
Anakin
over the coming
Skywalker.
hours. So we're watching some of the screens. We're able to see the burn is in progress. It's expected to last for several minutes, so we'll just keep an ear out, make sure that everything goes well, and then we'll get a report pretty much the same time the crew does on how the burn goes. So
Okay,
we're really just
a lot
looking
of
for
small
those
pieces
words,
on
good
this
burn,
one, so it slows down the build a bit, just
Like
a
we
bit.
said, this is the first of 5 major burns that we will be performing over the.
And I
coming
love that
hours.
this set has a bunch of
So
exclusive
this is
prints
basically
too,
the
for
first
like
step,
hatches and
First
whatnot.
major step in the free flight of Demo-2.
There's like a printed hatch in here.
Expected loss of signal, Diego Garcia.
Later. See you, man. Mike daughters are the Padawans? Probably. I keep sending my significant other text with food. She just threw a grape at the back of my head. That is a proper response, I would say. Do not annoy your women. They're lovely. The Friends Hospital would be interesting if you are building with her that could scan it for interesting parts for mock creation. Nice. Yeah, I think I should get her some new friend sets, because I don't think we purchased her a friend set for a while now. Maybe that's gonna be a good thing. She likes Friends anyway.
And Dragon
Oh,
SpaceX
she has.
program is phenomenal so far.
I don't think you celebrate that in the US, but in Poland you'd celebrate your name day, which is coming this weekend for my daughter. So we may just pick her up a set for that. Who knows? For her name day, it's something you celebrate in Poland. I don't think you celebrate that in the US. It's your name day, which is like Magdalena's. Her name is Magdalena.
Those 3 screens and
happy wife, happy life. Yes.
Video inside the cabin back. Hopefully.
Yes, everything is printed. There's no stickers in this set whatsoever. Everything from the small things, the soda cans, which are the hatches, funny enough, to the 2x2 tile with a printing of an actual access hatch that the Dragon will dock to. Nothing is stickered. Everything is printed, which is a very welcome. I mean, it's an idea set, so usually idea sets have no stickers whatsoever. Okay, are we? Oh my goodness, I messed up. Just a slight mess up, but nothing major. Oops. So I'm building the that section. Okay, another section being built.
We are 3 minutes 45 seconds into the phase burn. This is the first major burn.
So they're still using the thrusters on the Dragon.
In Hawthorne. This is the team that's going to be responsible for looking over Dragon and Bob and Doug on their flight up to the International Space Station. We'll have some intermittent video comm with the Dragon spacecraft itself.
Later, go back later. Yeah, I should be finished in I don't know, maybe slightly less than an hour, hopefully.
Listen in. That first burn's going well. Every single one of these burns.
This is like the most labor-intensive bag because of all the small elements.
It seems like a pretty
the detailing
quiet
of the
time right
ISS.
now, but I mean, thrusters are firing on the Dragon spacecraft as we speak. They've been doing so for over 4.5 minutes. So we've got a little under 3 minutes to go, I think. Everything's looking good so far.
Yeah, so the Dragon is actually positioning itself to a higher orbit. The insertion was nominal, it was perfect insertion, but it's gonna like gradually increase its altitude for rendezvous with the ISS. That's how it works usually.
Super controlled, very precise and very exact in terms of timing and adjustments. So, like Dan said, this is a critical moment and definitely one of the first exciting events that we have
the
in
first
Dragon
access
as
point.
it now is free flying.
And just to let you know, anytime we have video with the crew during the flight, we'll do our best to bring it to you. So we're just getting a quick check-in on the teams in Mission Control and Hawthorne. I mean, these are the people behind the scenes who have done so much just to get us to this day, taking part in simulations and mission planning with the crew themselves. I mean, you're talking countless hours just to really rehearse everything for this flight before we get here, and we're here.
Yeah.
We had that successful launch, which still
Congrats,
haven't come
of
down
course.
from. That was incredible.
Okay, now we can
And
integrate it
everything
to
has
the
gone
stand,
smoothly
which is
so
gonna
far.
make things
15 into
easier.
work. The burn started right on time, and it sounds like it's going well so far. We are just almost 6 minutes into the burn, so it should be just about
Oh, it just goes like that?
left.
Like you've heard us say many times on today's webcast, prior to
Just
launch
like that?
and after
Okay.
launch, you know, Bob and Doug have
fine.
rehearsed every single procedure with the SpaceX team for this mission. So everything that they're doing now and have done all day, despite the...
How much of an achievement is that for Elon Musk? A private company launched astronauts to space and made this flawless launch,
It was nothing new for them. They have
while at the same time,
everything,
Boeing,
and,
which is a
same goes
major
with us. All of the
corporate company,
procedures that we are running through now,
messed
we'll
up
continue to
their
run through
one and
all
only
through
so
the duration
far
of the mission. Bob and Doug
mission
have,
to
you know, they are
insert a
super
capsule into
familiar with
orbit,
what
and they
is-
messed
what's
it up
gonna
a few months
happen
ago.
and what
And
what
while
they're
SpaceX
expected
was
to do.
basically nailing every test, with some exceptions, but they did a lot of progress.
Again, this is the first
That's
in
pretty amazing.
5. The next major one's going to be the boost burn.
Are safe from coronavirus?
Raise their orbit up to just about 10
Dark
kilometers
joke.
below the
I should not say
station
that, but
itself.
what if they got the
So
virus
they're just going to get closer and closer
on
to
Earth
these incremental steps,
and just brought it up, and they're gonna
you'll
infect the
see in
space
this
station?
graphic
That's
that
some
when these
zombie-like
burns,
horror movie scenario.
It looks like
Which
they're kind of
I'm
doing a
not saying it's
little
gonna
bit of a
happen.
loop-de-loop. This graph is in relation to the space station itself. So on one
My grandmother celebrated Names Day in Germany, but my parent generation does not really do this anymore. Yeah, it's something I took from Poland with me. I guess we just celebrate the Names Day in Poland. It's like a thing. Those beeps, by the way, are when they are transmitting or receiving capsule communications. Those are the same beeps that were used in the Apollo missions and the shuttle era missions. The sound stayed the same, which is a little Easter egg. But beep, boop, beep, boop.
And so that was
when
the
they like
first
actually
one.
opening
The next one
comms
coming up
channels.
is going to be the boost burn in about an hour and 24 minutes. Before they get to that, though,
Beep,
we are going to be
boop,
looking forward to that manual flight test, where they're going to be taking the reins and they're going to be taking control of Dragon itself.
Yeah, so in preparation for that moment, I highly encourage you all to check out the
What is the main point of the
simulation that
SpaceX
we
rocket? Is
have
it significantly
on
more
SpaceX.com.
efficient than the Russian system that was
It's
used until
actually
now? Yes,
an
Ben,
awesome
that's
opportunity
basically
for you
it.
to test your own skills
In the layman
at
terms,
steering
the
a
Soyuz
Dragon.
rocket is like much more expensive. It's one-use rocket. SpaceX Falcon 9. SpaceX Falcon 9 is a reusable rocket. It's much cheaper to launch. It's much more reliable. It's much more safer. The Dragon capsule has a special safety systems that no other capsule has. The Soyuz capsules do not have any safety systems except for some launch abort and things like that. But the Dragon is much more safe than the Soyuz capsule, and overall, it's a proof that we can fly on the cheap with very efficient rockets. The Falcon 9 is right now the world's most efficient rocket ever made. It's cheap to launch, it's reusable. That booster you guys seen landing, it's gonna be used in another mission in a few weeks, you'll see.
Location 14.
And there's a legendary booster at this point because it launched, it is a brand new booster straight from the factory that made a mission a history today. And it's gonna launch another mission, which is gonna be maybe another crew mission or another cargo mission, you know. So it's gonna be used again. So they don't have to build a second booster, which is amazing. Which is the most expensive part of the rocket.
They'll actually be able to remove those suits at this time, get a little bit more comfortable.
So it's that mission is a proof of concept that will allow America to launch on the cheap many times over.
And like I was saying before, I highly encourage you all to check
I mean,
out
they already
the
do, because
simulation that
SpaceX
we
has
have
contracts with
online
NASA, of
where
course.
you can test out
But
your skills
we're talking about
at
launching
steering
people to
Dragon
space
and
on
docking
the
it to
cheap
International
and not
Space
paying
Station.
the Russians
That
anymore.
website is iss.sim.spacex.com. And like I said, you can test your own skills at Flying Dragon.
And Dragon SpaceX, one additional note, no need to reply, but the next burn will be the boost burn.
They're basically playing a demo mission showing how it's gonna dock to the station. I think it's from the simulator.
Alright.
What's my least favorite theme? Least favorite theme.
Definitely give the Crew Dragon docking demonstration a try. It's a lot of
I don't
fun.
know, honestly.
It gives you a pretty good appreciation.
I have
of
no
just
idea.
How difficult it is to fly and maneuver in space.
What do I like the
when you're
least
not
in
just
Lego?
thinking about going forward and backward. You have every axis imaginable that you have to worry about.
That's a
Took
hard
me
question to
couple of
answer.
tries. I know those first couple
From the
I got
current
impatient
ones?
and flew in way too quickly. And then
I don't
once
know, I
was
even
up,
like
it spun
Friends.
Pretty wildly out of control. So
I think Friends
probably
are
a good thing
great.
I'm down here and they're up there. But it's,
So
it's a
I don't
lot of
know.
fun to check out.
You just
I was also really
I
surprised
have no idea.
at how
What's the
many
least favorite?
levels of control
I don't
there
really
are
like. I
and
can't think
how
of anything on top of
difficult
my
it
head.
is
That's
to
my
actually
least
get them
favorite.
all to work
Maybe
in
City.
sync
I
at the
no.
right speeds.
Maybe because it's so
Of
expensive.
Everyone that I've spoken to that has tried it out first,
Maybe
it's
that's why.
unanimous. Everyone went
City
too
used to be
fast
my
the
favorite.
first couple
Maybe
tries. I was the
my
same.
feelings
Although
change
by my
because
third or
it
fourth
gets
try,
pricey and
I'm happy
pricey.
to say that my decade
And
of
I feel like
64
I feel
training
the least
finally paid
excited
off.
about City.
And
So maybe
I
that's
my
my
managed
least
to
favorite.
dock to the station after practicing a few
But
times.
also, like, City is targeted towards younger fans of Lego than me, so I may be just not the target audience of that line at this point.
And Dragon, you were a little broken, but I did copy you.
How about this time? How you hear on the cabin mic?
Loud and clear on the cabin mic.
Copy that.
Good. They have good comms with Dragon. You can see the Dragon talking to the Houston. Or that's the Hawthorne SpaceX?
phenomenal and out of the way. The next one coming up in a little over an hour and 20 minutes from now. The next thing we're really going to be looking forward to is this manual free flight. So as we've said quite a bit, Crew Dragon is designed to fly fully autonomous, meaning the spacecraft does all of the navigating and burns the station all on its own.
That question reminded me about my favorite theme ever, Ice Planet. Ooh, Ice Planet was dope. That's my top 3 of all time as well.
And to test out those controls, Bob and Doug are about
Ice Planet
to do
is
the first
great.
of 2 planned manual maneuvers inside Dragon.
So they'll be using the touchscreen controls that we've seen at various points in the webcast, the crew display panel, and they'll practice putting Dragon in what's known as LVLH attitude. LVLH.
You guys hear the stream well? I think they're kind of silent.
Means
I mean,
that they'll use Earth itself as
can
a
I make it
guide
higher?
and
No, it's maximum.
reorient Dragon with the nose cone pointing.
But I think you should be able to hear
And
the stream
bottom
pretty
of
well.
Dragon, and at the bottom of Dragon, at least
Yeah.
from where Bob and Doug are sitting, the Earth will be
I love
directly
City.
below them.
That's because then only
they'll
look
basically
on
be
the sets
putting
themselves, but
Dragon
what
in
I
the
could
same
extend them to
orientation
as
as
well
an
as City.
airplane flying
That's
over
true,
Earth.
Ben. Like if I had a Lego City,
And
probably a City would be in
taking
my
this
favorites,
manual
very, very
control, but
closely.
it'll stop one
But I
step
don't know, like
before actually
I like sets that
sending
are
the
displayed in
command
small
of
spaces
their
mostly,
attitude
and
adjustments
big
to Dragon's
sets
flight
also I
computer.
like.
The
So maybe
flight
that's why
computer
City is
itself
not
still gonna
appealing to me
continue
right now,
flying
because I don't
Dragon.
really have
As soon as
space for
they're
it. Maybe
done,
that's why.
they'll hand control back over.
I don't want to
The
say I
flight computer will
dislike City.
reorient
I
Dragon
don't
and
certainly.
will continue
There's no
on its
dim I really
flight.
dislike
It's
right now
gonna
in
fly
Lego.
in a whole bunch of different attitudes in the way
There is
of
not
the
a single
station.
dim that I just like
Unlike the
hate
space
or
station, the
something.
space station pretty much only flies in that LVLH. It's pretty much always going the same direction. But that's because it's got very big joints for the solar arrays to rotate around. For Dragon, they'll have to maneuver the trunk to charge the batteries, maneuver to
Okay,
sometimes
another.
communicate with the different
So
satellites.
I like
depending on which
how you
antennas
add the
they're using.
sections to the
And so this LVLH
to
will
the
just
build.
be a test for this manual
kinda
flight
cool.
test.
Exactly, and like we said before, there is that simulation online where you can check it out for yourself.
Yeah, definitely get a chance to go
Okay.
pilot Dragon. We're going to be seeing that tomorrow morning. It was surreal when we got to see it on Demo-1 with Dragon coming in. We've got some great cameras right on that docking port where Dragon's going to be pointed. It's going to be really exciting to see them come in for that final approach.
Dragon SpaceX, no response
Did I
required,
drop
but we
something
are
from
going to
here?
be enabling
I
branch
think I
2
dropped something from
of
here.
the helium system.
Oh,
This
this?
is expected
Okay.
to be done on orbit to protect for a scrub.
It has a ton of details. Like I'm not an expert on the ISS, but I guess every single element I'm building, it's something. You add something to the each segments modules of the station. It's kind of cool.
And Dragon SpaceX, this is just clarification. This will get us back into the expected on-orbit config.
Dragon copies.
Copy that. I like how many printed elements are in this set with the solar arrays. Whew. What an exciting day, guys. I'm kind of getting tired because of all the excitement. It's my second stream today because I did the news for Beyond the Break, and it gets on you. I've been working ever since I woke up. Streaming or working or doing things. It can be exhausting, I won't lie. I'm getting slightly tired. Okay, there is like one solar array being added here. Very cool. Oh, I don't want to do that. Just reattach it. Okay. You can easily take it off the stand. It's kind of cool. But you can also break it that way. Okay, and there's like a long piece of axle. There's a lot of silence. I think they're just trying to... How far is it supposed to go? I think that's as far as it can go. Okay. This thing goes here. Yeah, I'm gonna pop the music back on. Because they have a lot of silence in that stream, so I'm just gonna get the music back on.
Dragon SpaceX prop reconfiguration is complete.
You can still hear the their talks, their comms, but let's pop some music. It was too silent. I felt awkward. Actually, this music actually works pretty well with that shot. With that like space shot, it's a very SpaceX-y music. I just selected a random track, honestly. It's like exploring the space. Yeah. Am I missing something here? Oh, wait, what did I do? I'm so stupid. This looks like a Stranger Things music. Very epic. Epico! Very epico. Oh, Brian, by the way, I should watch your technique video on Beyond the Break. I forgot to watch it today. I didn't have time, I'm sorry, but I will watch it later. Brian did a top 10 biggest technique sets video. I should watch it because apparently I think some of my reviews are used in that video, which is great. Thank you. I should watch it. See your research, Brian. How well you did on your research. Unfold the chat so I can see what you guys are saying. Okay. So many small things I'm building on this station. It takes longer than I expected. Okay, and more solar panels. Whew, have to leave, going to lunch. Hey, take care, man. Yeah, I want to finish in as soon as possible, honestly, in like the next 30 minutes. And also, I should eat some lunch, because I didn't eat much of a breakfast. Cool. Let me show you the status of the ISS so far. Basically, we have certain modules added. I mean, the focus is probably at the table right now, so you can see that's my headphones cable. I'm sorry. But yeah, so far so good. I think that's the. This seems like the. That's where I think that's the Canadarm, the arm that captures the capsules, like the Dragon. But this time the Dragon will actually automatically dock or manually dock to one of the docking ports. So those are the docking ports that are printed. We have some solar panels on the other side. The music is loud right now. Okay, I think that's good. That is okay. And yeah, it's growing. It's gonna have those panels on the sides. That's gonna make it big. And there's a print. International Space Station. There's a printed brick. Cool, so looking good. I like the details. I'm not sure which is what, but I'm gonna probably do some research after. We can keep that shot for now actually, because there is not much happening in the mission control. How old I am? Too old for Lego. No, not just kidding. I think I'm 34 right now. Right? Hey, I should ask my wife. I have no idea how old I am. I was born in 85.
And if you're just now tuning in, you missed the launch, so you might want to head online and make sure you go back and check that out.
Okay, they're talking something.
Bob Bank and Doug Hurley, our two NASA astronauts, are flying through outer space right now after that successful launch just a little while ago. We're going to be bringing you this ground track that you're looking at. You're going to be able to see exactly where Dragon is over planet Earth, and you're going to see a number of different lines, so usually 3 at a time. And so what that
I really butchered some of the set names. I don't know if yours are. That's one more reason to watch it, Brian. I have one more. You just gave me one more reason to really watch it.
Stretching it out flat.
Do I want company on Discord? I think I'm good, Jeff. Because I want to wind up soon. But next stream we can do Discord. I think I'm good. Thanks for asking though. No, I wasn't planning Discord today. I think we can... I just want to focus on the build. I don't want to spend like... it's almost like 1:30 p.m. I don't want to go like past 2 p.m. too long.
And SpaceX Dragon pursuit doffing, we started a timer for the drying of post.
So yeah, we can join Discord next time, but today I'm good. Thank you. 34, right? Because I'm August 85, so I'm almost 35. Oh my, I'm so old. I'm about to be 35. Whew. Too old for Lego, some may say, but nah, that's not true. You're never too old for Lego. Look at the view. Check out that view. Whoa.
I want to comment there on the view on the right-hand side of your screen. That is, if Bob and Doug were looking out the window, that's basically what they'd be seeing right now. That's
So they have a camera on the Dragon outside the Dragon. That's cool.
And with planet Earth rotating below it.
But yeah, they're going to continue to make their way up.
Look how flat this is. It's so flat.
We are still counting down to that annual flight test. That should be coming up within the next half hour. And that's going to be Bob and Doug actually taking control of the Dragon spacecraft for the very first time. So that's going to be really exciting. Hopefully we'll get some video inside of the cabin. We'll have video inside the cabin. The crew is ready for us to come on board. And anytime we have connection through ground stations, through SpaceX's worldwide network of ground stations to communicate with the spacecraft.
Yeah, and just real quick, I want to correct myself now that I can see the image a little better. That's actually a live shot from the International Space Station. I thought it looked like
Yeah, that's the shot from the ISS. I was like,
Dragon trunk there, but nope, that is the ISS. So that's where Bob and Doug.
I was like, do they have cameras outside the Dragon? So if they had cameras outside the Dragon, the astronauts can just like flip them on the screen and probably see what's outside. That would be actually really cool. But that's the shot from the ISS, the one I'm building.
We've completed the first of those 5 main burns.
I was like, that's such a cool shot from the Dragon. I don't think it's Dragon. And she just corrected herself.
They'll get to sleep.
Funny.
That sleep portion of the mission is actually really important because we need them to be really well rested and comfortable whenever they start doing the
first sleep in space for them in
so
years.
They get scheduled 8 hours, if I remember correctly, and I mean. You can see whenever we had the views inside of Dragon.
That's still younger than me.
SpaceX Dragon 4.300 is complete.
As I say, life has not begun yet, right? We're good. I don't feel old yet. Like I feel young at heart. So many things to still do in life. Lego building is one of them that I do enjoy.
Flight test in just a little while. Yeah, they'll have about 8 hours of sleep scheduled. I don't know how you can go to sleep on a day like today, but I also don't know how they were.
I wonder how they will sleep in those. I hope those seats are comfy.
Special people when you're flying.
They look comfy.
For sure, and
it's like sleeping on a long ride on a bus.
Inside the cabin earlier, they will be sitting in a sitting position while they're sleeping, whereas on the International.
They should be like retractable, so you can like lower yourself and like stretch your body. SpaceX should have implemented that to like modify the seats for sleep position.
Definitely a little different than.
I think she said they're gonna have to sit through the sleeping
the
time.
International Space Station.
Okay, so adding a bunch of solar arrays, it is starting to look really cool. Oops, just tangled my headphone cord. Okay, I think that's it for bag 3. I hope I did not miss any pieces. Looks like I'm good. Oop.
And just to walk you through quickly, this is we're looking live right now from Bob and Doug's destination, the International Space Station. They are scheduled to dock tomorrow, with that initial docking coming at 7:29 a.m. Pacific time. So over here on the West Coast, it'll be 10:29 a.m. over.
So 10 a.m. California time. Got it. Thank you.
It's about a 19-hour ride. It'll be 19 hours and 7 minutes if they dock directly on time from launch all the way to that docking. It'll take 5 successful burns to get them in close proximity to the International Space Station, followed by a number of smaller maneuvers during that rendezvous.
Oh
and
boy.
that final
And I
approach
think I
sequence.
missed a
But,
bunch of pieces
it's gonna
anyway,
be a
even
pretty
though I was
lengthy
trying
trip for
not
them
to.
get there. Again, starting off
What
from
did I miss?
Kennedy
And where did
Space
these go?
Center just a few hours, less than an hour ago.
I mean, I missed those gray
Time is
elements.
starting to all flow together.
Those mini
We're already
like.
moving in excess of 17,000 miles an hour.
Where they're supposed to
as
go?
they
I didn't see
continue
them in the
to race
manual.
around orbit and chase down the space station.
Where are you going, elements? Trying to find what I
And
missed.
once they get there, they're going to be joining the Expedition 63 crew already in progress. There's NASA astronaut Chris Cassidy's the current commander. He's on the right there of that photo. And then he is joined right now by 2 Russian cosmonauts, Anatoly Ivanishin and Ivan Wagner. They've been on board since they launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome just several weeks ago. Right now,
That
only
is not
3
from this
Russian
bag
crew
or
on board.
Oh,
That's one
okay.
of
They
the
were like
major
at the
reasons
very
we
beginning.
wanted to get this
Very
commercial crew
beginning.
capability online, because we're no
Okay,
longer
so they actually
flying
go in
4
those.
Soyuz
I
spacecraft
found
a
it.
year. We're only
The
doing
very
2 a
first
year.
step. I missed
So
the
we need
very
these
first
commercial
step. Good
spacecraft,
job, Mike.
Dragon now in orbit,
Very
and
good
eventually
job.
the Boeing Starliner to begin carrying larger crews up to orbit.
We can just
so they're going
reattach
to be
them
joining
here.
them. Chris Cassidy, the current commander of the space station, is going to welcome Doug and Bob on board. And they'll be residing inside
Okay,
what we call
I
the
think that is it.
USOS
Got it.
segment. It's kind of the half of the station.
Dragon SpaceX for suit drawing, low priority.
Do the astronauts have access to the net in space? Jeff, I think they have access to on International Space Station. They have satellite internet access because they can call, they can Skype their families from the ISS. Honestly,
Yeah, we
and
just
you
wanted
can like there are
confirmation
YouTubers
source
conducting
drawing
interviews
C1 or C2
with
C1.
astronauts on the ISS. You actually can do an interview with an astronaut if you like a media
Yeah,
guy.
that's affirmative. Suit.
Few channels did that before.
From seat 2
So I bet they have
seat 1,
connection.
and it's
They have satellite
and,
internet.
we've verified airflow.
Maybe they're gonna get Starlink once Elon Musk launches Starlink. Maybe they're gonna have it available.
And at
But
this
they
point,
have
they're
satellite
out of their
communications for
suits
sure.
and they're drying them,
For
so
sure.
they're actually reconnecting them to the umbilicals of the seats that they're not using.
Two live streams, I like it. Hey, Evergreen, welcome. Okay, bug 5 guys out of 6. The last bug is just those big panels, solar arrays. So I think we can really speed it up a bit. Bug 5 out of 6.
Pilot seat for this flight, and obviously nobody in seats 1 and 4 are this way uphill, but they are getting their suits connected to the umbilicals that can provide communications when the astronauts are actually in the suit, but you can actually flow air into the suit.
That cable is really annoying, but I gotta keep my headphones on.
Who's not wearing them?
I don't have wireless headphones for today.
I can imagine that
I did not
despite
charge them.
that, airflow going through the suits throughout the entire time of leading up to launch and launch itself. Can imagine it's still, you know, with the
Okay.
adrenaline and their hearts pumping. I imagine it might have gotten a little sweaty in there anyway.
Yeah, doing a little bit kind of like hanging your laundry in space almost, but they're going to be
Okay,
out
they're
of
just
these
like
suits
talking
for
blah
the
blah
next
blah, and
several
there's like
hours,
the
to be able
ISS
to
shot
get
in
a
the
little
back, so I
more
can just switch to
comfortable,
this camera for
in the
now.
Dragon capsule. They will be wearing them again when it's time to dock, though. We typically have astronauts suit up anytime they're in a dynamic operation.
Some dude
so
playing
that's obviously
Fortnite
a
until like
launch
3 a.m. in the morning in
anytime you're docking or
space.
undocking from the spacecraft.
I believe their schedules are pretty busy on this ISS, and they cost money every
Yeah,
minute
so as you've heard us say
of them
before
not
about
doing
these
anything.
suits,
So I
they
think they're
are
pretty busy on the
custom-made
ISS.
for Bob and Doug, so there's really no chance that they might be able to put the other ones on. Like their name is stitched on it for obvious reasons, but these suits are highly intelligent and highly functional. So even though they naturally will be more comfortable out of the suit, they have said that
Team
suits
Peak, the British
themselves
astronaut, did a
are
few
pretty nice
media
to sit
interviews
in,
from the
and,
space.
you
Yeah,
know, as
from
you can
orbit.
see from
Absolutely, you
today's
can
event
you can
and,
connect to the
launch attempt that we
astronauts
had before, they
online.
do spend quite a bit of time in
They
these
have constant
suits,
comms
so,
with the
yeah,
Houston, of
they
course,
are
but
custom-made for
they can
each
allow
individual
media to also
astronaut,
like call
made
them,
here
and they can
on
call their
site
families
in
from the
Hawthorne,
station.
California. It's
I
a
mean,
building
you
that
know,
we
it's just
built
like
over
ISS is
there,
honestly
same
just an
building that we
orbital
built
station.
the
It's not that far as you
spacecraft.
think it is.
Pretty cool to see.
You can have like decent
that
communications
piece
with the station, of
hardware
course.
itself, now in action.
It's not like a moon base or anything.
Yeah, and mean, we've talked about how the suit is almost like a mini space.
It's relatively not that far from us.
And we always
it's like
say that when we
flying
talk
above
about
like what,
go out
350
for
kilometers
Spaceballs,
altitude.
because that suit is kind of self-contained.
I don't remember the exact altitude of the geostationary orbit, but
specifically for
I bet communications are not difficult with the ISS.
Most needed if you have a depressurization.
I mean, you know, we need to have a network of comms around the Earth. So maybe some spots are tougher when it's like on the other side than the US. But they can relay comms through different stations around the world.
If you put the suit up all the way to 14 psi, it'd be kind of what we look at.
What up, Mike? Also, just welcome. Oh, we're just chilling, building the Lego NASA Ideas NASA International Space Station, and we just witnessed together the launch of the Dragon mission to the ISS, the Crew Dragon, with astronauts Doug and Bob. So that's what's happening. It's been happening for for like 2 hours now. I've been streaming for 2 hours now.
Just to make sure you're still getting enough. So
good stuff. I'm enjoying the stream. It's fun, and I'm building a very relevant set.
So just as a quick update, in case
so it's
you
a lot
are
of fun.
Joining us, we have obviously lifted off.
We have lifted off. Yes, we did.
On their way to the International Space Station. Probably
it was
about
successful.
An hour
Congrats.
and a half into what will be a 19-hour journey in chasing.
So it's 19 hours flying in space.
And,
I could live that. I had the flights longer than that, and it's okay. It's manageable.
Flight test.
This one though, you can't get up to the bathroom. You have to pee in your suit, kind of. I think that's how it works. And you don't have a drink service, so might be a bit tough. More like an economy class, am I right? But yeah, I've been having 19-hour flights with layovers, so it's manageable.
Inputs from the sensors and the data that it receives, and so realistically, this is meant to be a fairly hands-off flight to the International Space Station, but
it's like a Tesla on autopilot
for some
flying to
reason,
space.
Bob and Doug need to, or whichever astronaut is on board Crew Dragon, might need to take manual control. The far-field manual
people
flight
joining,
test,
awesome.
which we have coming up in just a few minutes, actually, is what we will be doing to basically complete.
No advertising. Thanks for
this
hiding that
mission,
message.
saying, yeah,
Previous,
that is
welcome.
Absolutely possible to do.
Cool, people joining, awesome, thanks guys for joining. Yeah, we're gonna be, that's bug number 5 out of 6. I'm just chilling with the stream in the background of the mission. But hopefully I can finish the set soon. It just takes more time than expected because it is quite a few small elements here and there.
Because this will be that final
Gonna
test
try to
before
sort it
NASA
just a
looks to
bit.
certify SpaceX to begin those regular crewed flights to the space station. So we're talking about those 6-month to year-long missions with crew members living and working in space. And we're looking at doing that later this year.
See, so that's what he's talking about. They want to make sure that SpaceX is capable of launching multiple missions shortly, in short amounts of time.
3 NASA astronauts and 1 from our partner agency, JAXA, the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency. So things aren't slowing down. We're just at the very start of this mission. It's hard to think that we're already thinking.
I think that camera that you see on the screen will capture the Dragon tomorrow morning approaching the ISS. Because that's the camera that will actually track the Dragon visually.
You know, part of my job is
so it will see when it's ready to approach.
Certify the hardware that we're building. So I have been inside of the capsule that's now in space. I've been inside the capsule that, as Jessica Jensen mentioned earlier in the webcast, earlier this week was just in the Dragon clean room, which is down the hallway from us here, which is now in a different building for it to complete high pressure testing. But as someone that has spent the last 5 years working for this mission that we're executing today,
Point Nemo, a place in the Pacific Ocean that is the furthest point from land on Earth, can be closer to an astronaut on the ISS than a person on Earth. Interesting. That is a fun fact. True that.
On Wednesday, of just pre-flight, making sure that
okay. But I think at this point, honestly, like if we talk about ISS, I think many people are thinking that we sort of need a new space station. ISS seems a bit outdated. It has a few years on its back. It's not the newest technology, honestly. It was built some time ago. So I think the ISS may need an update, or we may just hope for SpaceX to build their own space station and launch it. That would be cool. and make it a bit more modern. Look at that view.
Okay, just for awareness, we have the manual flight demonstration.
Yeah, ISS is slightly outdated, I would say.
As soon as that is complete,
it's still cool because it's the really only functional space station that we have as a humanity. But it could use a few upgrades here and there. Some Tesla flair, you know. Some SpaceX flair to it.
Thanks for the update.
I think NASA will just continue collaborating with SpaceX at this point, and it's gonna just be so beneficial for everyone.
Maybe 5 minutes or so.
It's been up there for what, 10-20 years? Yeah.
Copy that. We'll be standing by.
I think it's longer than the Mir station, the Russian Mir station at this point. How long was the Mir station in orbit?
And this is just
or the Skylab?
2238.
The old stations. We had a few stations in history, right?
Alright, so there you heard it.
Copy that.
Should be joining Bob and Doug back inside the Dragon capsule in about 5 minutes or so. And
oh,
we
cool.
should be seeing that manual flight test in a little less than 10 minutes.
So they're gonna connect to the capsule in a second because I think they're gonna have video
right
comms.
Now is flying. Let's get a quick look at the ground track. It's flying over the Pacific Ocean just to the southwest of Mexico, about to swing out over the central part of the United States. At the time of launch, though.
Oh, so the Dragon is right above me right now. He said it's flying over the west coast.
Minutes before flight. And we were
That's
able
cool.
to get a couple of images down
Hello,
from
Dragon.
the current Expedition 63 commander, Chris Cassidy. This picture is of that pad, 39A, at the Kennedy Space Center with
Nice.
Bob and Doug still on the launch pad, the rocket still there, taken 2 minutes before the launch.
That is
and he was able to send a couple of
So that's taken from the ISS?
Eagle eye for
Whoa.
Chris Cassidy to snap these. We literally just got these down, so we wanted to share them with everybody. But
Is that the picture from the ISS they took of the launch pad? That's so cool.
At the time of launch, we're
That
almost
is
an
dope.
hour and a half since launch, and it's already almost gone around the entire planet. Again, it's about to cross over the United
see that?
States in the next couple of minutes. So
The Chinese are
that's what they're
planning
chasing down. That's where you can
the new
kind
space
of
station. I
start
don't
to
know, maybe.
appreciate why this might take
I
so
think
long.
so, right?
It's something
I don't
that's
know.
moving
Not very familiar with that
around
program.
planet Earth. It's not as easy as just kind of getting your car and going a couple miles. It takes a lot of energy, which means a lot of fuel, which can mean a lot
Would
of
be neat
time
if you had a couple of
to
stations
catch
up there,
with
maybe
another
one on both
spacecraft
poles. That'd be cool,
already in
right?
orbit.
Absolutely, and keeping and the fact that it
But
is
yeah,
in
we have a
orbit,
lot of
International
space junk
Station
already.
in orbit around Earth is really
So it might be
critical
hard to position another
understand
station,
there, because in
just
reality,
logistically
Bob
speaking.
and Doug are only
And
going
it has to orbit the Earth all the
250
time.
miles up. So that's basically the distance from Los Angeles to San Francisco. So when you think about, even though it does take them a long time to catch up to the International Space Station, it's because it's going so fast, and they have to go around planet Earth a number of times in order to chase it down. But
Yeah,
in
so that's why she
reality,
explains why
they
it takes
are
so long to
not,
get to the station.
They are above Earth only about 250 miles, which I believe is a pretty relatable distance for everyone in terms of understanding just how far up.
Skylab
they go.
from June to November, so that's short. That is short.
All right, well, we are just about 6 minutes away from the start of that
I'm not
annual
super
flight
familiar with the
test.
history
We'll
of
hang out for a
space
couple of
exploration,
minutes
like
before
space
we
stations
see
and stuff like
inside
that.
the capsule again shortly, and we'll be
But
joining
currently the
Bob and Doug
ISS
as
is
they
the
take
only one
reins
in
of Dragon
service.
for the very first time.
Yeah, and that timer for the suit drying we should be getting confirmation of that.
SpaceX Dragon for suit drying.
There we go.
Dragon, go ahead.
Jay, our timer shows about 23 minutes for suit drying, and we're holding in 5 Bravo decimal 7 if you're happy with us shutting off the suit fan.
That's cool.
Yeah, we concur on the timer, and we are go for you to shut off the suit fan.
They're talking to the capsule. Oh boy. I really want to finish this set, but I'm kind of running out of time. I want it to be done by 2 p.m. and I think I still have like 1 bag to go. We may just wrap it up, guys. I'm not sure. Because I promised my wife I'm going to be done by 2 p.m. We may need to wrap this up. hopefully I can, let's see how far I can get. This set is like, it's not a big set, honestly. It's like 864 pieces. But it does take a while to get to all those pieces. I can see like, I'm not finishing this in like 20 minutes, 10 minutes even so. So I may wrap this up for today. Maybe I'm gonna tune in for tomorrow for a second and maybe see the docking and finish the set. How about that? But maybe focus mostly on finishing the stream because they're gonna be docking tomorrow and that's gonna be exciting to watch as well. But I certainly don't wanna go too long for today. I was hoping to get done by 2 p.m. but it's already almost 2 p.m. So I may need to wrap things up here just to keep my schedule. I hope you understand.
Successfully on time. We're standing by for the manual flight test coming up.
But I think I may actually tune in tomorrow for the docking.
You guys are welcome back on board
and
anytime.
welcoming them on the ISS.
Copy all. Yeah, we'll be setting up for the manual piloting demo shortly.
Okay, so that was Bob and Doug giving the okay for us to turn the cameras back on inside of Crew Dragon. And I did hear one of the previous commands earlier that...
is that the countdown?
Quick tag up.
Is that it?
Detectors are all confirmed off OFF.
Copy, confirmed off.
I did hear earlier that they got the okay to unstow the floater cam. So maybe if we're lucky, we might get a little bit of a hello from Bob and Doug. Fingers crossed.
Oh, cool.
It's going to be incredible to see this flight test,
Let's
though.
say hello to Bob and Doug.
I mean, imagine if you were sitting in the cockpit of like an F-18 the first time somebody flew it or something. I mean, these are test pilots test piloting a spacecraft. And we're going to be looking right over their shoulder, and that's an incredible feel. Like, I'm really excited.
The docking is scheduled to be like 10:20 a.m. California time, so 10:20 California time, which is I should be able to tune in maybe 9 a.m.
A little less than 50 minutes
with you guys, because they're gonna be streaming the entire thing. But the docking, actual docking, is scheduled at 10:20. And I think the Dragon will be inside of the ISS at like 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I may just tune in a stream like 9 a.m. and just continue building this set, the last bag actually only, and we can just then hang out and chat and wait for the Dragon to dock. I think it's something I can totally pull off. Like a morning stream for me, but it's gonna just coffee in hand, some chill music, and we can just hang out and see the Dragon dock with the station. I really want to follow that mission, like from the launch up to the docking. It's very exciting.
Possible to do so in the event that they need to steer it themselves.
I'm DMing you on Twitter now, Mike. Just a heads up. Go get it when you can. Sure, Brian, I got you. You can also message me on Discord, but I got Twitter as well, so that's fine.
But touching on the point that Dan said, which
yeah, so I might just wrap up things because it's 1:55, so I got 5 more minutes. I'm gonna maybe finish this bag real quick. Hopefully I can finish this bag.
Dragon copies. Welcome aboard.
All right, so that was the confirmation that we should be getting camera
but
views.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up. Oh, look at that.
And there we got them. So we can see.
Oh, they have no helmets on.
Preparing
That's
for this,
cool. They
manual test that will be coming up in
they're in their normal suits. How cool is that? It's pressurized cargo at this point, crewed cargo. They took their suits off. That's so cool. I didn't know they can. I honestly did not know they can do it. In Apollo missions, the astronauts had to have their suits all the time on.
What a sight. I love that we can see right over their shoulders. We can see this.
And now they have just like chilling in t-shirts. That's so cool.
It's just incredible.
That's so cool, actually. I didn't know that. They can do that. I thought they would be in the suits all the time.
Familiar to you if you've done that automated or not.
Hi, Luke VJ. Oh, I'm winding down right now. And you're joining. Sorry about that.
SpaceX website. Doug Hurley's going to be at the physical controls, so he's going to be the one flying today.
Dragon SpaceX, if you are ready, we're going to command far field pointing.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's finish this back. I think I can do it in a few minutes.
We are ready.
Copy. I'll give you the go after the transition is verified.
So again, they're going to put Dragon into a far field pointing. So they're going to put it into a special configuration just to let the flight computer know that, hey, this manual flight test is happening, and then the
So
flight
they're doing a
computer
manual
will be
flight test.
trying
That's
to
kind of
fight it
exciting.
or adjust the attitude at any point during this. And again, all
One
of
step
the
closer to Star
inputs
Trek.
that Doug is going to make as he's doing the manual flying, they're not going to send those final commands to the flight computer. So when they're done, flight computer takes back control.
This set
of the
is so
spacecraft,
much more
continues
complex than I
flying
initially
on its way
anticipated,
to the
honestly.
station.
It's just
Yeah,
so
I
much
would
work to
imagine
do.
That right now, they must be really excited to conduct this test. Bob and Doug are test pilots. This is what they live for, and for them to have the opportunity to test out a completely new vehicle, this upcoming test is certainly something that I'm sure
That
they've
is
been
cool.
looking forward to.
That is true. Like that's the first
We're
Crew
just gonna
Dragon-like
continue to
space
stand
mission.
by. We'll
Honestly,
get this test started. We'll be hopefully over their shoulder the whole time.
flying
and
people
bring
flying
you
it.
results after it's concluded.
Oh wait, I need to build 2 of these? Oh, I didn't see the marking. Oh well. Okay, so we need to build 2 of these. That is fine. I got this.
Okay, Dragon SpaceX, we'll see you in far field pointing. You are good.
Oh, I
Perform
lost.
manual
Oh, that's them.
piloting
I
test
thought I
on
lost my
field
monitor, but
42.
that's them.
Far field manual piloting. The test must be completed by 21:26.
They're basically flying a spacecraft right now. They're flying it. They're actually piloting a spacecraft. If I had this in my resume, that would be the coolest thing ever done in the history of mankind. Flying a spacecraft. Okay, maybe flying a Tesla in space inside that Tesla would be cooler. But, you know. That is actually very cool. What dim do you want to own more? More Technic? Nah, I have a like love-hate relationship with Technic. I love some sets, I hate some sets. I don't really... I like some Technic, but I don't enjoy a lot of Technic, honestly. With very few exceptions. So I think I would just like to own more Star Wars, honestly. I don't have that much Star Wars that you think. I have most UCS stuff, but... I would certainly like to own more Star Wars, for sure. If I had space for it, that is. If I had space for it. Sorry, there is some truck beeping in my background. I'm sorry. Maybe you can hear it. Oh, it's over. I think it's a garbage truck. It's fine. I have my window cracked open because it's really hot in California today. Okay, so we don't have any updates yet. They're waiting for confirmation from the crew. I missed one brick on this side. Okay, let's continue. What a time to be alive, exactly, Jeff, right? Am I right? It is the true time to be alive. Honestly, guys, we're witnessing, like, many people may just downsize it a bit, but I think we're witnessing the new dawn of space exploration as we live right now through this mission. Some say it's like, what's so exciting about it? Like, we've been flying astronauts like continuously via Soyuz rockets, or just like the ISS was crewed for a while now, but honestly, this is the proof of concept of new technology. With cheaper rockets, better capsules, overall more budget efficient missions and stuff like that, so it only gets better from here. This is the dawn of the new era of space exploration. So you guys are witnessing something that our parents and everybody lived in the 60s was witnessing, 70s witnessing with the Apollo missions. And it's the Apollo 2.0, honestly, what we're living through right now. So you better
This is
be
Mission
excited about
Control
this.
Houston. For those of you watching, Bob and Doug are inside the Crew Dragon vehicle performing the manual flight test. You can maybe see a little bit on the front screens here from the inside cabin. Bob and Doug manually piloting the Crew Dragon. They're in something called local vertical, local horizontal. If you were to orbit around the Earth and not be in LVLH, you'd pretty much be staying at the same attitude as you orbit the Earth. The LVLH attitude pretty much points you towards the horizon, so you can follow the horizon as you orbit the Earth. This is a demonstration that Bob and Doug are conducting now. In the event that they were to take manual control, they can regain their attitude, point it towards the horizon of the Earth. Everything seems to be going according to plan. You can hear some of the Dragon teams saying they might be smiling a little bit as everything's going towards the manual flight test, and right according to plan. They had trained for this a lot on the ground in various simulations. Doing this manual test in orbit will give a nice relative perspective on how the Dragon performs in simulations versus the real thing. This is the first of 2 manual flight tests, the first one being a far field demonstration pointing toward the horizon of the Earth. It's called far field because it's far from the International Space Station. There's one more called the near field, and it's, you guessed it, close to the International Space Station. Dragon will point its way towards the International Space Station and perform a manual flight test, essentially changing its orientation in various axes, X, Y, and Z, and making sure that control is as expected. That coming up a little bit closer to docking. Right now, everything's looking good for this manual far field flight test. From here at Mission Control Houston, we're watching very closely. Back over to you over in Hawthorne.
You're absolutely right. I should not ignore
Gary.
my promises of finishing the stream at a certain time. Happy wife, happy life. I got a family day today planned, so let's continue this.
Hey, thanks, Gary.
Perfect.
Yeah,
202.
they are
Just 2
still
minutes late,
going through that manual flight test again.
Half a
This is
Lego.
their
Welcome,
very
and
first
I
time
gotta
to be at the
gonna be
controls
finishing
of
this
Dragon.
stream right now. I'm
They're
sorry.
putting it into that
Okay, guys,
LVLH,
so
so
we
they're
have
literally
one
just
bug left.
using the Earth as kind of their guide point
I
to
would love to
realign
do this
Dragon.
today, but I
So
really promised
they're
to finish
essentially
at 2
flying
p.m.
over
So
it
let's
like
do
an
this.
airplane when
As
they're
I
in this
said before,
configuration. The nose cone of Dragon pointed forward into their
probably- I'm gonna
velocity
lower the
vector, so
SpaceX
the
a bit.
direction that they're going. And then the bottom of the spacecraft are essentially where Bob and Doug's feet are when they're in their
Cool.
seats.
So
pointing back
they're
down
docking
towards the
tomorrow
Earth.
at
So
around
they're
10
just
a.m.
sending
Pacific.
commands to the
So I'm gonna be
thrusters
probably
primarily,
live around 9
the
a.m. or
service section
something to
thrusters
finish
that
this
follow
set and
them
just to
around the
witness
lower
the
part of
launch,
Dragon
the
spacecraft that
docking
they
with
use
you.
for we call
I'm gonna
attitude
schedule the
control, which is
stream
what
so
they're
you guys
testing
know.
out right now. And they're just going to continue to do this.
And yeah, we just have one bug left, but this one seems like a lot of
major
tunnel
task
building, so it
for
might take
today.
a few extra minutes. I just don't want to do it today.
It has been a day for sure. After they perform
Somebody's
this
knocking
test,
my
they
door.
will have the
But
opportunity
yeah,
to
I think
have
that's the
an
sign
evening
to
meal.
wrap
We'll
things
talk
up.
more about that in a little bit,
Guys, so
but,
basically you
it's
can
safe
still
to
watch
say
the stream.
that
There's a link in the description to the SpaceX stream. That's a SpaceX. The thing I'm watching,
most certainly
it's
be
a
looking
SpaceX
forward to having
SpaceX
my
stream
dinner.
on the SpaceX YouTube channel.
Yeah, our video
So you can
views
totally
on
watch
board
it
Dragon
after
will be
I
a little
finish.
broken
Make
up
sure to
over the
follow
flight
to support
there.
the mission. It's
We'll
amazing
obviously get a lot of
opportunity
great views of the
and
spacecraft
great time to
on
be
its
alive,
final
honestly, to
approach
see
to
that
the
happen.
International Space Station tomorrow
I'm gonna
morning,
lower this.
which we are going to be looking forward to. Again, it's about a 19-hour
And yeah,
trip.
we hope to see a successful docking tomorrow morning to the ISS. With that said, I would love to thank you so much all for joining with me today. It was an exciting launch, very successful. Everything worked smoothly. They're in orbit. They are basically, everything worked just so fine. All right. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. I'm gonna be seeing you in the next one. Hopefully, maybe I'm gonna make one more video today to post during the week.
Something to note
I still have to finish that Barracuda Bay edit. I
stayed
swear,
on
like,
air for the entire
but
time until Bob and Doug hop
yeah,
on
I'm
the
gonna
International Space
actually.
Station. So, I know
You can see their
that
shot.
This will certainly be setting a personal
Maybe let's take a look
record
at this
in terms
before I
of
go.
longest
Actually,
webcast that I've participated in.
they're
The
actually
second place
piloting.
was the Demo-2 splashdown,
You can see
or excuse me,
their.
the Demo-1 splashdown webcast.
They have the controls. It's like a touch control. It's so awesome. Look at that.
Updates from Bob and Doug
He's basically
as
just
they,
like touching where
approach the International
where
Space
to
Station
turn.
and eventually climb
You
on
can
board.
see there here there are thrusters that are firing off. You can see he's pushing and like let's a bit right, a bit left. See, they're firing off. It's all electronically controlled. It's like a Tesla in space, I swear. It is so cool. But you guys, yeah, check out their stream. You can follow for the next 19 hours until they dock, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow. All right. Thank you so much for joining today. Oh yeah, I can watch this all day, but I gotta finish now. Okay, take care, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and peace out. Bye.
You can see right in the center of his crosshair, it looks like the screen is kind of split.
I have to come back for a second because there was just a donation as I winded down. Cafe con Lego with $10. That timing is like as I was winding down the stream. Thank you. I just wanted to come back just for you. So to thank you for that $10. And yes, that goes towards the Lambo Fund. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But I really gotta go now. All right, guys. You're awesome. Thank you, Cafe con Lego. You're amazing. Peace out this time for real, okay? Thank you. Bye.